Hey everyone, and welcome to another kind of weird video. I'm joined by Jake, and today we're going to be talking about things we want to review and play on the channel. So, I'm going to be playing Mario Kart in the background.
Kind of a discussion of since it's like we're approaching 2 years into pandemic, and we can kind of have a discussion of like if there's like things we've gotten into that during the pandemic, because we're just like sort of like we're all bored. We're all bored. I know everything's starting to seem back to normal, but it's still that sort of feeling of just outer boredness, and so it's like and we just kind of venture out and discover things or get into things that like whether it's like a new video game or a new movie, a new show, and that's it's an interesting discussion. And then of course what you mentioned in the beginning of like kind of a list of what we want to do in the future.
Yeah, because there's definitely a lot that I want to do on the channel,
and that's why I'm bringing up this discussion, is because a lot of my tastes now are from being in the pandemic.
Yeah,
being just like
I just came up with an idea. This would be a great series to do with all the other members, like in depth with all the other members. Like, so this can be me. Yeah, like an interview. Yeah. Essentially, I was just thinking that, like, I can interview like what the games, all the games and movies they want to do. It'd be fun.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, you can do that. I don't mind.
Yeah, like you gave me this idea. Thank you, Jake.
You're welcome.
You gave me video ideas for this.
Yeah, so we can get started.
Yeah.
I'll start with like my story. Mine are mainly movies, but I'll say a video game I got into was Doom Eternal, and this is a funny story about it. So I was like, back when it was like coming out, I heard how great it was and how epic it was. But like, the thing is about like video games their prices are like games are very expensive now. Like $60 and stuff. So it's not really I have like just to go out and just get a brand new game when it comes out. And I wasn't really into Doom or anything. I've like heard good things. I might have heard some discussions about it, but I didn't really get into it. But until till Black Friday of last year, it was on sale for like 75% off or something. Like like the deluxe version, which is like $90 retail, was like 75% off. So I was like, you know what? That is a steal. If I don't like, that was like the most absurd price drop for like any new video game, and I was like, I'm getting it. I don't care. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
So I of course played it, and I fell in love with the game. I loved the lore, the music, of course. That's what, can't talk how great Doom is without music. So and that was like something like, and I'm not really into first-person shooters when it comes to video games. I like to have more of a surrounding when I'm playing a video game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because
I feel like when you're like in first person, you're kind of like sucked into this like one perspective, and I prefer games when I can see more of the surrounding. Like third person.
For me, first person is definitely better because like you can't see what's around you. Like a third person.
I think it depends on the genre. If it's like something like horror or something, I can see it, so it's like it can feel more like scary when you see something coming. Or
horror. I agree with.
For me, when it's more action packed, I feel like I need to have more surroundings. So
actiony, like shooter type racing, definitely third person.
Mm-hmm. But
first person is definitely horror.
I was able to get used to the controls. So yeah, I'm not a fan of first person, but Doom is the only exception. I got also more. I was kind of more delving more into The Sims as well. I know you guys did.
Yeah, I want to bring that back so badly, but Jacob's so busy.
Yeah, and the thing is that they're like, I think it's worth another shot because they're like, the devs are like doing a lot for the game now. they're incorporating more into the base game and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I've heard. And they're adding a bunch of new features and stuff, like, because they're constantly working on it. So I definitely recommend you guys give it another shot.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Yeah, I need to bring that up with him because we haven't spoken lately about that series.
Yeah, I know there's like some packs that I feel like are essential, but I feel they have more of an experience, but it's not like it. But I understand you guys are like, I don't want to spend money on an expansion pack, so I was like, I get it.
Be like a discussion of like, is this worth it, and do we have enough money?
I think I might have said this in the chat or something. I think I said like I think Seasons was definitely the essential one. That's the one I'd say
like,
because
in terms of like fall, winter, summer.
Yeah, it gives you weather, seasons, holidays.
Oh, that sounds cool, actually. Yeah, that might be interesting.
So yeah, and then like you can buy like a weather control machine, and there's also like there's like vendors and stuff. I say Seasons and City Living. And City Living is there's a new world map, and it's like, how's it sound? It's cities, there's apartments, festivals, like kind of town culture kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a kind of a geek kind of con where there's like a bunch of like computers and stuff and contests and stuff, like that kind of stuff. Like, and there's like karaoke and stuff. And there's like a new singing skill and yeah. But I've gotten a lot of packs for The Sims. I understand people don't want to like invest in the game, but I got the game for free, so I can invest. So I know people paid like maybe like maybe $40 for it, but I got it for free. So I was fortunate enough to get it for free, and then I can keep building upon it.
How did you get it for free?
But since I enjoy the game, I don't mind giving some money once in a while for some new content. So
yeah.
So how about you? Is there any like games or anything? Because I know you guys play a lot of different games on the channel. So is there like a game you got introduced to doing like a let's play and you kind of like it, or?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I know for sure I want to do like more horror games. I want to do like I said this in the group chat. I mean the DMs like a minute ago, but I want to do horror games. Maybe with face cam. I don't know yet. And more multiplayer centered games as well, because I feel like the more multiplayer games we have, the more everyone can feel involved.
Yeah, I know me and you have talked about doing like Dead by Daylight, but honestly that game becomes so frustrating with me that I kind of quit the game. It's because like it's just I don't like online multiplayer. Because I feel like plus when I think they fixed it, but there was a time in the game where like the skill levels were so gapped, so like the level system worked kind of, there was like a player rank system, and it's like if you're like a rank 1, you're like like really good. So there'd be times where I'm like a rank 17 or like, and I'd be fighting rank 1 killers, and we would get our shit rocked for like in like less than 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
And because you're going in with random peoples in lobbies, you would have to you have to work together with these random strangers, and I've played with friends too, and we do work good together, but like I said, if you face a level 1 killer, you're getting your shit rocked in like under 5 minutes. We'd get like wrecked.
In my honest opinion, though, for content, that sounds funny.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I know I'll get mad.
It's a great game. It's a great horror game. They bring in they have licensed characters, so it's like you can have fun. Like Michael Myers is in the game.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger, Pinhead. So like, it's still a good game. It's just I just wish there was more single player content.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's just kind of my thing, and I know the Evil Dead game that's coming out, there's going to be single player content, which gets me excited. But when that comes out, I would definitely do like online multiplayer.
Yeah. Because
the thing is with that one, you're not fighting you're fighting like AI. Yes. So you're just working together to survive. That's more up my alley when you just. But it's when it's like PvP sort of thing. It's just I don't like it because you get because you get like so no mercy by people who
Yeah.
are higher skill than you, and then when you're just trying to start out and you just get like wrecked in like the first few minutes, and it's like not even like fun because you're not even having fun. You're just like going in there just to boop, die.
You're going in there to get fucked, essentially.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And people are competitive and they don't. Yeah.
And very toxic.
That was my thing too when I play Battlefront 2. I do when I do multiplayer I do versus like AI sort of armies.
I mostly do versus AI as well, even in Mario Kart.
I just find it more fun anyway.
Like right now.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's the only games I can think of that because I really don't venture out into video games. I kind of just stick with.
I kind of don't either, but I would like to. I would like to have a big horizon of games we do on the channel as well as
I usually just play the same few games because I just out of comfortability kind of thing, not because I don't really have time to invest in it. To start investing in a new game and then
like with me, it's like if I find a game that's interesting, like if I am still interested in it, like months later, I will consider buying it.
Yeah.
But if not, it's like okay, whatever. Good thing I didn't invest into it because I knew I was not going to play it. And I've gotten better at that. I have so many games on my Switch that I just bought for the channel, and I haven't even touched ever.
Yeah, that's the same with me, and that's also for me because my storage is really like low. Like I don't have like terabytes of storage.
God, I need a new SD card. I'm considering buying a new Switch.
So I have to constantly like uninstall games, reinstall, and it's a mess.
Oh my god, I know. I hate when like I want to play a game, but then like it's archived, so like I need to wait for it to download. I hate it.
Yeah, it's like you have to re-download the game, and then you have to re-download your saved data, and
that takes
it's pretty wide. Yeah, and plus I also get addicted. Just for my general OCD-ness, I get addicted to daily grind games.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry everyone at home, but I've been enjoying playing the Avengers game that I know is so pay to win, but or like just full of paywalls and stuff. But I honestly took a break from it until Spider-Man comes out, which is in a few days.
Yeah.
Because he's only exclusive on the PlayStation, and everyone knows I love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I saw how trash the web swing is. It's so funny. It's very slow. The web swing is like very slow compared to like the Spider-Man game on the PlayStation 4, and I know everyone's so mad about it. But
his web stream. One of his attacks. I thought you said live stream or whatever. I was like, what live stream? What?
So like, I honestly think it was just. I'm not gonna turn this into a conversation, but I just think I think it was just fine for the game to chime in because when it's like a team-based game and there's a bunch of different characters and you have to have this formulaic RPG, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You kind of have to improvise and not do. But I'm not excusing that it wasn't like it's not polished or anything, but I'm just saying like, it's kind of tough to do have Spider-Man and kind of like this Avengers game when everyone has these different. When you have to have this formulaic, like, sort of skill tree and control-based sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Now we'll talk about, like, sort of movies. Like I said, the majority of my tastes now have come from being in the pandemic, just kind of, I've branched out into more types of horror, like, I never expected myself to enjoy horror movies from like the 1930s and the 20s, and and I know there's like nobody in my age range that enjoys that stuff. It's kind of, but yeah, I've become more of a horror fan. I've also delved into, weirdly enough, like delving into like Godzilla, and I'm a big Godzilla fan. I branched out into the actual Japanese ones and having like that sort of anime side discussion if it's like, do you prefer it subbed or dubbed? I never thought I never thought I would be
on either side.
Yeah. And if you want but I still not a fan of anime, so I'm not. I didn't get
Listen,
into it. I
I
just
didn't
think
think
I
I would
just
be either until last year. It hit me like a train.
yeah, but I yeah, so um yeah, so a lot of horror movies. I did also find my favorite movie that we covered on the channel, The Crow. That was my
Yeah.
turned into my favorite movie. Just you know, um, you can check out that review, by the way.
Yeah, it's just an hour long, but like if you have another hour, I mean, this video might be 2 hours anyways, but like if you have an extra hour,
You
check it out.
can put it on your save for later, and
Yeah,
then
put
you
it on your
can
save for
tumble.
later.
Yeah.
Watch that now.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah, like a lot of my favorite movies that I have on. When we talk about thoughts we want to cover on the channel, a lot of my favorite movies that I wrote down came from just being in utter boredom, and
Yeah.
that I'll save for the discussion.
Yeah.
Have you? I know this is weird, but did you somehow, some way delve into a new movie you saw? I know you're talking to me how you watched Shang-Chi, and I just saw it when it came out on Disney Plus because I wasn't really into that character, and
Yeah. Like with me, like
I know you just saw it, you just wanted to go out, but
it was a
I just
combination of both. Like I wanted to see it in general, I guess, because like there was nothing else happening. And I was like, you know what? Like I do want to watch it in case we do review it, but little did I know we won't because I was accompanied by Jacob, and nothing gets done with Jacob around, so we didn't review it. But maybe someday. But like
yeah.
I
Now that I'm
essentially
excited to
it's
be in it.
well, I think slightly before the pandemic, but like whatever, the same time period, like
Shang-Chi? Shang-Chi
no,
just came out like a couple
no.
months.
I'm not towards Shang-Chi. Just in general, like movies
Oh,
that
movie?
I was
Okay.
introduced, like genres and shit. Like just
Okay.
honestly, like horror and Marvel movies. Like any of those that comes out that catches my eye, like I'll see
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I will not see
Yeah, a
Captain
few
Marvel.
weeks. In a few weeks. Certain movies coming out in a few weeks.
Yep, and we'll be reviewing that.
Oh, we're doing it.
I
I'm not.
I got one of the other members so far. Most people I
Yeah,
think are going to be
yeah.
busy.
I've been honestly watching the sort of the kind of the screening times like a hawk. I'm just constantly checking the app.
Yeah,
I know tickets don't go on sale until a few days, but
yeah,
I just kind of because yesterday they posted the times for stuff that was a few miles from the theater we go to.
yeah.
So I'm like, oh my god, don't tell me that they're not gonna be somehow not playing it in like our area.
That'd be
But
stupid.
then today they posted them. I was like, oh, thank God.
It's probably because I was just like a last thought. This is probably more important.
Yeah, it was like the closest one to us that was playing it as of yesterday, for like that we're gonna play it, was like 9 miles. And I was like,
Oh
oh,
my! I'm no. I'm sorry.
I'm like, I'd rather like no, please. And then they posted it for our area, and I was like, oh, thank God. I
Yeah,
was like, but it's kind of whack. It's so weird, especially with the pandemic and with how it affected movie theaters. It's just so weird now seeing showtimes like for opening night to be at like 3 o'clock. I'm like, what
yeah,
the hell? So I was
dude.
expecting
I
to go like later in the day, and I was like, because you remember when we saw Far From Home, that was like late. It was
yeah.
like, but now I'm seeing showtimes for like 3 o'clock. I was like,
3 a.m.
oh, I
3
was like,
a.m. You mean?
I'm no 3
3
p.m.
p.m. Oh,
3 p.m.
that makes more
opening
sense.
night.
Dude, I wouldn't mind seeing like a movie, like a Marvel movie or even a horror movie at 3 a.m. I feel like that'd be such a cool atmosphere.
Yeah, I think some I mean I don't mean to sidetrack, but there was this thing that I wanted to bring back that I I saw this old. There was they used to do in the 50s and way back. They used to do ghost shows, and they would do like midnight screenings at like midnight of horror movies.
Yeah.
And they would have but it wouldn't be just like, oh, you watch a movie. There would be like performances. Like there would be like a magic show or like a ghost or something like ghost show or sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then you would have that with a horror movie, and I was like, that's an amazing idea. Let's just kind of blur my sense of reality. Let's have something. Let's have a spooky performance, whether it's like like a ghost sort of thing or like a magic show, and then just have a horror movie right after. Like,
yeah,
and that sounds like lit. Does that sound lit to you? Because I think that sounds.
Why do they stop doing that? That sounds like something anything would do.
But now I don't know why they stopped doing that, but they would do like like the old like horror movies, like doing like Frankenstein and stuff. But I think that would be something fun to do like today. Like
it would totally be fun. You know how many childhoods would be made with that? So many.
Would be, you mean how many childhood trauma it would cause?
Both.
Yes. Like like having like I think James from Cinemassacre, the AVGN, did a video about them. That I could link after this. And I think there would sometimes being like having like someone dressed up as like the monster come out like from like while they're watching the movie and just scare a bunch of people. Like that's just the best.
That sounds so funny.
Imagine if they do like a screening of Halloween and some guy dresses up as Michael Myers just walking around creeping people out.
The thing is,
that'd be amazing.
I feel like so many people already do that anyways. That's like, oh, it's just another Michael costume.
I know people dressing up at like premieres and stuff. Yeah, definitely.
But like the actual Michael Myers shows up and just kills everyone.
Kills people. I know. Did you I know. I don't mean to sidetrack again, but did you also see Did you see footage of the people the Halloween Kills Universal sort of thing, where people they would like have a bunch of people like on the Universal tour and get a bunch of friends and they were like, we're gonna drive around Haddonfield, evil dies tonight, and then like you'd be driving around Haddonfield, see like Michael Myers, and you would see like a woman getting killed and like Michael's just like staring at you like it. I was like, that'd be that looks really fun.
Bruh.
And then you get to kill him at the end, like that's just fun. I miss stuff when it's like more interactive.
Yeah,
having more interactive fun stuff like that.
Do they not do something like that anymore? That sounds fun.
But yeah, but like I said, I think we should bring something like ghost shows back. Anyway, yeah, so like, and it's kind of funny is like I just delve so much into horror, even though I'm like a Marvel guy, is that I haven't seen many Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
But that's because we haven't, like 2020, we got like literally nothing from Marvel.
Yeah.
And this year we got some pretty good stuff. This year. I mean, we're definitely ending on a banger this year for Spider-Man. Like it's gonna be insane. I think just the theater experience alone is just gonna be worth it. Like besides the movie, just that experience, because when I saw Avengers Endgame, like that was probably the best theater experience I've ever had. Just the amount of excitement and just like I'm not usually for like kind of loud noise in kind of movies because you want kind of silence, but when everyone started like cheering and applauding like that was just really that was amazing. Like
I don't even mind it. In fact, I welcome like the loudness from people with those specific movies because it's like,
I just hope my when I go see Far From Home that it's gonna be like 10 times better. Like it's gonna be instant, no matter like. We already had this discussion in our your reaction and sort of just discussion about it, but it doesn't matter who or what's who's gonna be in it. Like it's gonna be an insane experience. And if like 2 certain characters are in it and they show up, the theater's gonna erupt like in hypeness.
Yeah.
It's gonna be incredible.
My only possible experience that I've had with something like this was No Way Home. Oh no,
Far From Home.
Far From Home. All of them have the word home, and I always get confused.
Yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man No Way.
Can you do something else?
Intentional.
I know, but it's like, please, I'm dyslexic. I can't afford this right now.
I think honestly, when we saw Far From Home, I think the post-credit scene, everyone started cheering. I think that's when, because J. Jonah Jameson.
That guy.
That was a nice experience. That caught just everyone just so off guard.
I think that was like my first genuine taste of like the pinnacle of a movie theater experience, and this is like going to be my first big movie like experience. Like not to like shit on like Halloween Kills or anything, but like compared to Halloween Kills, this is going to be much bigger.
Because the Marvel fans are much louder.
Yeah.
You don't really get, because you don't really see people cheering in like Halloween stuff.
Yeah, when Michael, go, Michael.
Yeah, it's not really something like that. Even when I saw the new Venom movie, it was the theater was pretty quiet. I thought Venom 2 was okay. I liked it more than the first one. I just think my problem with it is because this is the formula of the Venom Sony movies, is they cut the time to like an hour and a half when this could have easily been a good 2-hour movie. Like, there's just been this shift in movies where it's like, let's make everything 2 hours, and then lately with this year and the pandemic, we have to cut everything short because of everyone's attention span.
Yeah.
And it just kind of run times are for a reason. If you think like it's good to show more, then you like kind of it's fine to have it 2 hours or something. But when you like condense it down to like an hour and a half, and you can tell that it was condensed down, because I just feel like certain characters didn't get. And with the Venom movies, is they always just rush to the final act. Like, it's just always like it just kind of, and it happens so quickly. Like Venom and Carnage only fight like once, and it's like supposed to be like, come on. The only time, like, if the runtime was good and it delivered on everything, was Godzilla vs. Kong, because they had them fight like multiple times throughout the movie, and they were able to condense like the short amount of time, and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To keep it more like exhilarating. But yeah, do you want to move on to like our lists now? And like, I feel like that's gonna really be like the big like sort of chunk kind of thing.
Like, honestly,
unless you have anything to add. I don't either. I'm kind of.
I'm just excited in general, I guess, is all I have to say left, because this is like my first big movie experience.
Oh yeah, I recommend you. I recommend, if you want to go see it open night, I recommend you set an alarm for before midnight.
But
on the 28th.
My sleep schedule's so fucked. I go to bed at 8 a.m.
Mine too. Trust me. I'm
more than ready. I got this. I got it. I'm more than awake.
Because I heard you might get another trailer to kind of promote the ticket sales.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, please don't, because I'm already still mentally recovering from the last trailer because it was so good.
Okay, what do you mean by?
If we get another one, I'm just gonna be like, please.
Okay, if there's another one, you need to tell me so that we can both react to it at the same time.
Okay. I don't know when it would be dropping, but
yeah, I don't want a situation like.
I don't even know what time the tickets are gonna go on sale. That's why I said like I'm gonna check midnight. And then if they do, then I'm gonna give up and then go back.
About the tickets as well. So I did ask the group chat. One person so far said yes to it, like they reacted to my message. So at the end,
like I told you in the Spider-Man review, I'm grabbing 2 tickets. I'm planning to go with a relative, but I'm just grabbing 2 tickets because I know this thing's gonna be a frenzy, and I don't care who I'm going with. I'm grabbing those tickets. Like, it's sort of because
You need to grab at least 4.
Why?
Because me and Dale.
What if we can meet up? What if we meet up?
What do you mean, what if we meet up?
We meet up at the theater.
Yeah, we meet up at the
We
theater.
go at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah. I made plans with a relative just in case like something happens with like you guys. And I can't grab them. It's just so I have just so I have those 2 ready.
Okay. Well,
that's what I'm saying is I could, like I said, as soon as they go up, I'm grabbing them, and I don't care like what my plan is. I'm just grabbing them because I know it's gonna be a zoo.
Yeah, whatever tickets you buy, just tell me the seats, and I'll try and buy the closest seats next to it, what's available. I guess.
Because like Endgame was a zoo too. I was fortunate enough to go opening night because my aunt tickets like sold out, and my aunt accidentally got an extra pair of tickets for the theater that's closest to us. And she was like, and that was my present for Easter. She's like, and I was like, what's this? She's like, Endgame. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go see Endgame opening night. It was like the most hype thing ever. And
I could say such a fucked joke right now. I'm not going to.
It was like, it was like, I didn't think I was gonna, but
yeah,
I did, and I had a great time. I still love Endgame.
We're at the point in our existences where it's like, so yeah, my grandma accidentally bought a ticket. Like that's where we're at.
It's because they're my aunt and her boyfriend. They do like go to movies and see movies all the time. Yeah. They're more like, so that's why what happened. It was just sort of an accident, sort of thing.
They accidentally bought 3 tickets.
Accidentally bought 4 tickets.
What?
Two to a theater that they're not close to. Wow. I don't know the full story, but it happened.
Is that even possible? How do you do that?
It must have been like sort of a fluke. They must have.
How hard it is?
They must have just selected the wrong theater, and then they were like, "Oh, you know what? I don't care what happened. I'm grateful I did."
No, because it's like people like. If someone meant to do that, like, do you know how hard that would be? And your grandma just did that on accident. Like,
it was my aunt, not my grandma.
Oh, I'm sorry.
First of all,
I meant aunt all this entire time, so I meant aunt. But like your aunt did that on accident. That's so funny to me.
Yeah, but even what the circumstance was of how that happened, I'm still grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I don't think, because what happened is I took a social media break when like the first couple of weeks, because I knew I would get spoiled because people are assholes.
Yeah.
So like because I wanted to see it as soon as possible so I can like, I remember when I remember people trying to spoil it, and I was like, yeah, I already saw it. You don't scare me. That's what happened when Star Wars Episode 7. People were spoiling the hell out of it, and I didn't get to see it until much later, and I knew the whole freaking plot.
Yeah.
Way back then. But yeah, we can move on to our list now.
Yeah.
Because I kind of sidetracked because you were like, I'm just so excited. I am too. I'm, like I think I said, I'll just say, that trailer was a really game changer in my excitement for the movie. It was a game changer. But yeah, we'll move on to the list. I think I told you outside of recording, if you saw the Halloween timeline video, I'm gonna do the same thing with our list. I'm just gonna talk about the films briefly and not give away too much in case we do review them.
Yes. So
how this is gonna work, you guys, there is no priority ranking of these. There's not like this is the number one thing I want to see, and like all these are like there's no tier or anything. There's no priority. They're all in the same sort of equal space, but I separated them into categories, and by genre, and I did the genres we haven't done much of first, because we made when I come on here to do reviews with Gare, we usually do horror movies and action movies. So I was like, let's talk about the films that are change of pace to our usual sort of genres we cover.
Yeah.
So
I think I should go first because I only have 2 things listed.
Okay.
So,
I know you said horror movies, and I obviously wrote a bunch of horror movies. So
pretty much just horror movies.
We'll do our list together.
Yes.
So
I just wrote horror movies, so you go ahead.
You want to do horror first, or?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do horror.
Well.
First one I wrote is American Psycho. Because first of all, it's great because it's a meme. The whole movie's just a meme. And I love that.
Sigma meme mindset.
Sigma? Yeah, yep. Exactly.
I don't have a day on Instagram where I don't see something about Sigma or alpha males.
I love it.
Like, there's Nate Peterman or whatever. Nate
American Psycho is still a great movie. It is, and it's so.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It's this nice blend of having just these really silly, funny moments and being this really serious psychological horror, where there's like this twist of there's this sort of end. There's this. I'm not gonna spoil, but there's this final act where it's kind of this sort of schizophrenic kind of thing. Like, did these events really happen, or was this all in his head? And I'm obviously not going to say what these events were, but it really fucks with your mind, and you don't really know. There's like no answer. It just leaves it, and I just think that's so great. And there's just these moments that are just so absurdly funny that I remember the first time I saw it. Well, the first time I saw it, I had a different view on it. I felt it was too long, but when I saw it again, I was like, how the hell did I think this was so long? But there was just some moments where I just bursted out laughing, and I was like, am I morally wrong for finding this funny?
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with me? But then I realized, okay, it was supposed to be funny, so.
Yeah.
But, American Psycho, I think you'd like it. I find it, it's a great movie. I just got it on Steelbook, so I have it physically and I have it digitally, so there's no like way we can't like watch it, even if I like in your house and we watch it physically, or we watch it digitally, like on screen or something.
Yeah,
but
I'm kind of a Sigma male myself.
And plus, with like the memes and stuff, it have some potential to be like
Yeah.
And plus, it would people. And I know with all these memes are like, where's this meme from? And we'd be like, it's from this movie, and we can go check it out. Next one, we had a discussion about this in private, but The Thing. We had a discussion about this. I know you said something. Well, I know what happens because I watched a video about it, but it's still it is one of the best horror films ever.
I didn't watch like a timeline video of like who got infected and who died, so like I know who dies.
But did that guy with the really energetic voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I found his content when he talked about
Yeah, I sent you the link of the video as well. Like,
okay. I don't think it was because I know a different YouTuber did it, and he also did a video about like who killed who in Scream, because spoilers for Scream, there's like 2 killers. I'm not gonna say who, even though it's an old movie, but there's like 2 killers, and they were like trying to point out who did which murder, sort of thing. But that's the one I saw with the Thing. What? I didn't give it until last month, because last month, to celebrate spooky season of Halloween and being a huge horror fan, I was watching a horror film like every day in October, maybe sometimes even twice a day. And I was branching out to horror films that are highly recommended that I haven't seen, and The Thing was one of them. And that's just mainly because of the animal violence. I'm a dog lover. I like animals. I like dogs. And there's a lot of dog deaths in this movie that, and it was always just hard for me to. It's always hard for me to watch.
It is a world record for a dog death movie, so I think The Thing takes it.
But there, yeah, like, and I was just like, it was always like, I like the concept of The Thing. I think The Thing's cool. It's just I can't watch this movie because, but I manned up and I saw it and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Great movie. Next one I saw that is easily climbing up to one of my favorites. I have to watch it again. Was The Blob. There's gonna be a lot of movies that on this list that have the.
I was just going to point out that I was realizing a pattern here.
The Blob.
The pattern?
This was recommended to me by my friend, and he was talking about how great it was, and I was like, okay, I don't know which movie I want to watch today, so I'll put on The Blob, and holy fuck, it took me like full, like it caught me so off guard how good it was that I was like, what the hell is happening? So basically, this plot is a meteor crashes to Earth, and out of this meteor is a giant blob. This blob is now going to terrorize the city and consume everything, people included. And it's just so grotesque and like, and I kind of a spoiler, but kids get killed. You see kids getting murdered. It goes there, and it's fucking awesome. Like the blob, literally, like it's like, and it like it's so gross and and there's a twist about what like the blob is, and it catches you so off guard, and you're like and it gets you so invested in,
yeah.
And this is actually a remake of a movie from the 50s, and my friend will say is like this movie was so good that it just blew the original out of existence, that people don't even, when they think of the blob, they think of the remake. And that's something that's hard to do.
Yeah.
So that, and I think you'd like it just because how just when you're coming into this, like you're just thinking like, oh, it's just a silly sci-fi movie about a killer, like just this giant mess of like blob just, terrorizing a town. But it catches you so off guard how good it was and how good the effects are that you're like it's on par with like The Thing. That's just like, holy shit! Like, did I really just see that?
Yeah.
Next one with like The Fly.
The pants are unzipped.
This one, well, first of all, I kind of wanted to watch it because of Ice Nine Kills song that was about it was just which is another thing with when I get into horror movies, I have to listen to a song about it by Ice Nine Kills, and I'm like, I have to check it out, and then I check it out.
Yeah.
But this one also caught me off guard. Kind of the basic plot is there's this scientist, I forgot his name, but he's played by Jeff Goldblum. So it's gonna be great when Jeff Goldblum's in it. And he's working on this teleporting machine. And he gets it to work and like successful. And he's on the point of human trials. So he foolishly experiments on himself, but what he doesn't know is a fly snuck into the teleporter with him. So when he teleported out, the fly and him just kind of fuse into one being, because like it's like teleportation,
Yeah.
And he goes down this descent into the movie where he's slowly turning into this man-fly just creature, and it's absolutely gross. It is probably one of the, and I'm not comfortable with body horror, but this was one of the best body horror films I've seen. It's just, and it's kind of neat is how when he first gets when he first comes out of the teleporter, it's kind of it kind of plays off like a superhero kind of thing where he's like discovering he has powers, like he has super strength, he has this like agility that it kind of feels like Spider-Man if like gone wrong kind of thing. But as it progresses, it's this sort of fusion just mutates, and it ends with this sort of dilemma about, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's this huge dilemma that really affects like what what we're supposed to do, because it's sort of this conflict of him like, do I want to stay this way or do I want to be cured? Like I'm
Yeah.
So and there's this sort of this twist that I don't want to get into with one of the main characters with him, and it's really it's really rough. It's really a rough thing that's kind of he delves into a controversial topic that I'm obviously not going to say because I don't want people in like somehow in the comics when I bring it up and they're like blah 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 blah. So I'm not going to get into it, but it's really like it gets really tough at the end, but great horror movie.
Yeah.
And the next one, I'm not familiar with it, but it was recommended to us by Fox Plush. So shout out to you.
Yes.
You wanted us to cover Donnie Darko. We're both interested. We'll do it eventually at some point. So it's on our list. So don't worry.
We'll get to it in about 20 years. Hopefully, you'll still be alive by then.
Yeah. So now we'll move on to. You wanted to say something about horror movies, or were you just?
Yeah, probably the Saw movies, I suppose.
Oh, God damn it!
I went through a small phase with watching.
I did not. I don't have a good experience with the Saw films. No. My family made me watch them. I had to watch them in a binge. And once you start watching all those in a binge, you're like so burnt out of it that you're like.
I can imagine.
And they're not good. I think the first three were okay, like pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
But once you get to like part 7, you're like, at this point, it's just torture porn.
I think for me, I would want to react to them and review them for the sake of just having a discussion about them.
Yeah. And then when I bring up like horror stuff, I did consider a bunch of other horror movies. But again, I want to cater to your tastes as well. I don't want to, like I said, I didn't put anything from like the 30s or something because I knew you're not into black and white, and so I wanted to cater to you. But if we ever do some of them,
once in a while,
like those kind of movies, I feel like it would just be just for the sake of you just saying that you saw them and you're familiar with them. That would just be fun. But these ones I put on the list is just to get you into it and like and not just to be like, oh, I saw it so I know it. But this is just to get you into it.
Yeah.
Because I want to be better selective.
Once in a while, like the movies from the 1930s won't hurt.
You know what? I forgot one, and I'll bring it up right now. A while ago we covered Psycho on the channel. You can check that out, by the way. Yeah. I became more appreciative of the series and just the original in general. That is probably one of my favorite horror films. But I saw the sequel. Yes, there's a sequel. Well, there's actually 3 sequels.
Psycho 3D.
But I saw Psycho 2, and I liked it more than I should have. Like when you think of something like Psycho 2, you're like, it's gonna suck. Like, you don't have the original director. It's like many years later, so it's bound to be like shit. But it was really good, and it caught me so off guard because I saw parts of the sequels like a long time ago.
Yeah. But
now that I'm more like invested in the series and sort of like the original film, I gave like the second one a full watch, and I was like, this is pretty good. It's in color, by the way, so just for your sake, just to let you know. So you don't have to worry about it being in black and white or anything. But it's in color. It's the same actor. He's great. So yeah, that's all I'll say.
Yeah.
But actually, I'll say one more thing is when you think of it, you kind of think of I don't know, you probably don't remember, but with like Norman Bates, with his you're expecting a sequel where he's just still being a killer and stuff, but he starts off the movie cured, and he's trying to readjust into society, and you just kind of feel bad for him because he's like trying to have a normal life now, and he's more sane now. So, and like everyone's just giving him shit for, like, I understand why, but like he's literally just trying to live his life, like.
Yeah.
So, and it's such a neat concept. Like you don't really see that with like horror, like sort of characters where like they start off like good, and you like kind of feel bad for them, and then there's like, I'm not gonna, but like, of course, with it being like Psycho, there's like this slow descent back into his insanity.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen until like much later into the film.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this whole, most of the movie you just feel bad for him. He's just trying to like have a normal life now and put like everything behind him. But these like people who are just harassing him and calling him a murderer, and it's
No,
I really enjoyed it.
Be normal.
Yeah. So that I just wanted to bring that up because we did cover on the channel. It'd be like more. We'll move on to action movies.
Yes.
We do want to do. I didn't put on the list, but we do want to do the rest of the John Wick series. I think we should wait.
Oh yeah.
We should wait. Of course, if we procrastinate it, but
we're going.
I want to do it. I want to do those closer to when 4 comes out.
Yes.
I think that's coming later next year. So that's just,
if it's coming
it's not on the list, but
Jake, if it's coming out later next year, we need to start it immediately because we procrastinate with everything.
We procrastinate. I have the whole trilogy physically. I think they're on streaming on Peacock, but and you can set that up on your PlayStation.
Yeah.
And I have an account, I could just like log in and stuff, but yeah, so we do want to do that. Action, we spent a chunk of time talking about it in a Spider-Man video, but cobra-kai, I want to do it. I just want to, we haven't done a TV show, and I just think it would be a nice change of pace, and I just think you would really enjoy it, and you sound really interested in it.
Yeah, like I have watched clips of it before on YouTube, and it looked interesting. So I'm definitely down. It's just a matter of, is my mental health allowing me to do this?
Yeah, it quickly, when I just want it's become, I know I say this a lot, it become like one of my favorite shows. I definitely think it's one of the best shows I've watched that's on Netflix exclusively. Netflix shows are either hit or miss.
Yeah.
But this one's just fantastic. That's all I'll say. I don't want to say too much because we've already had multiple discussions, private and in videos, of us sidetracking.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, you know what?
Next
we
up,
can sidetrack all we want in this video.
Just to kind of, I did put Godzilla, but I stuck with the American films. I do want to introduce my friends to like more like the more obscure stuff, but I think the American films, Godzilla films, I'm talking about the MonsterVerse films. So I'm talking about Godzilla 2014, Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and Godzilla vs. Kong. Just those 4 films. And I just think it's a more mainstream way to introduce the more obscure stuff from Godzilla's mythos, especially King of the Monsters, when they introduce more of the sort of crazier looking monsters and stuff, and it's just for a more mainstream film, because I can understand the Japanese films are pretty crazy and kind of have weird moments. So
I probably wouldn't even mind the Japanese films because I'm crazy and fucking stupid as it is, so I probably wouldn't even bat an eye to it.
If I could just, I mainly invest in the Hasty series, and that's, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but that's the series that ran in the 80s into the 90s. So that's just sort of the time period kind of thing. There is Godzilla, Japanese Godzilla films from the 2000s I also like. I only like a couple of them, but I just like the ones from the 80s and 90s just due to the practical effects, like aesthetic of like that time period, and just I like the Godzilla's more like regular design, I should say. Then like some of the Millennium films just kind of make tweaks here and there.
Yeah.
But I also just think when it comes to Godzilla, being an American and I just think the American films are just a good way because that's how I was introduced.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'll go out and watch I'll check out the Japanese ones but I just think the American ones are great. Kind of just a quick rush. I haven't seen Godzilla 2014 in a while. I just thought it was okay. Kong Skull Island, I've only seen parts of. King of the Monsters was great, and Godzilla vs. Kong was amazing. That's all I'll say. Because I know it's talking about a whole franchise. But yeah, that's all I'll say because I know.
Yeah. All
right. Next one I put the Amazing Spider-Man series with Andrew Garfield. There's only 2 movies. I'm so sorry. Because we did cover the Raimi trilogy, and we covered Far From Home, and we're gonna cover No Way Home. So I was like, we need to give Andrew some love.
Yeah.
Because I honestly felt he was robbed of this role. I just feel like the first one was okay. It was just pretty much mid sort of thing, and the second one was trash. But I say it's trash because like what's weird is just everything is great about it, but it's just the plot is just so fucking bad that it just ruins the movie, and like you're like ugh, you just don't feel. That's just all I'll say. Like the costume is great. Like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 costume is just so good. The action scenes are great. Like it just everything's good, but just the plot just makes it just so god awful that it's just the worst Spider-Man movie ever.
Yeah.
And I just think Andrew Garfield was just so great as the character that I just feel like with that happening that he just was robbed and he deserved to be in a much better like Spider-Man movie. Because he's great. I just feel like he's great, and he's such a big fan of the character that he brought just so much dedication and effort into the role. That I just think with him being in a mid and bad like movie that I just felt like he was robbed, and he deserved better, I should say. So that's just why, and just like I said, just to cover it, just to give him some love too, because he deserves it. And plus, if he's in No Way Home,
same.
If he's in No Way Home, you'd be probably curious of like probably be curious of like his movies or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's why.
Yeah.
Then we'll move on to. I put fantasy, like slash gothic because, I put this one down because, I put the Toy Story trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
We're both big fans of that series.
Yeah.
And I just think this would be a great sort of series to cover because Toy Story 3 is now becoming nostalgic now.
Yeah.
Because it came out like a decade ago. So, and I just think that would be, and plus it'd be a great video for me and you to just bounce off each other off because we're both just so passionate. We just both love that series. Because I remember in that math class, I don't know if you remember, but we had the math class. We had
10 math classes.
I don't know what started, but our activity was to do a debate about like the best trilogy, right? And you said Toy Story. And you said the Toy Story trilogy, and I agreed with you.
Yeah. I remember that slightly.
I agreed with you.
So
I just since we're both such big fans of the series, because I feel like usually when we review something, it's just more one-sided. That I'm just a big fan of it and just gonna introduce. But with when we doing Toy Story, that we're both such big fans of it, it'd be great to just bounce off and just reminisce about.
Actually, now that you mention it, we should start doing movies that I've been familiar with as well. A lot comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Let me write them down while you talk.
Yeah. Like I said, I know it's like something that a series that's like everyone's seen it, but I just think it'd just be nice to just like kind of have
Your mic is fucked. I'm gonna have to follow you join. Are we good now? Are we good now? I can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yep.
Some technical problem just happened. So sorry. Like I said, what I was trying to say was it would just be something great. Like not even just it being a review, just being a discussion about it because it's like, it's nostalgic at this point. So it'd just be a fun video.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Next one. I talked about this in private, but I want to have a better discussion about it. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. This is another thing where we're both big fans of this sort of series of Scooby-Doo. And Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, it caught me off guard how good it was. Because I know I said that before with like other movies, but I wasn't expecting a lot. I didn't have high expectations of like, but I forgot how good it was, and I was like, it's Scooby-Doo. You're just, you kind of know the plot of Scooby-Doo. Monsters on the loose, Mystery Incorporated goes after them, and big unmasking at the end. But it caught me off guard how good it was. And there is just it got me so hyped when I send you the link for the song, but there's that they have this chase music when the zombies come out, and it just got me so hyped that I was like why am I headbanging to during Scooby-Doo? It was just such a surreal thing of how great it was, and it might be I have to give it another watch, but I might consider one of my favorite animated films. It was just that good.
Yeah.
And it was surprisingly, and it was just such this nice balance of being super dark and also being really lighthearted. And that's how Scooby-Doo should be, that sort of balance of having dark moments but also being lighthearted.
Yeah.
And that's what that's why I enjoyed Mystery Incorporated. Have you seen that?
Mystery
show?
Incorporated.
That was the one from 2011 sort of thing.
I don't think so.
There was 2 seasons. TV. Oh my! All right, that's going on the list too. Mystery Incorporated. That was the best. Also, that was one of the best.
Oh wait. Let me search it actually.
It has that. It has that theme, that opening theme, where it's night and they're driving. You know what I'm? And it has that really good music. It was only 2 seasons, and I just think we deserve another season.
Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. Actually, I might have seen it because
it was the shit.
I did watch a lot of Cartoon Network. Was it on Cartoon Network?
You know what's fucking? And I saw it on Netflix, and this was another thing because I think I saw it. I think I checked it out maybe pre-COVID or maybe early COVID.
Yeah.
But I got to binge the rest of the season because I only saw a couple. Maybe I think I saw the first half of season 1, and then I was procrastinating. And then I got to finish it, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is fantastic!" So yeah, I'm putting that. That's going to be added to the list because, again, big fans will bounce off each other and have a great discussion. Because, like I said, but the same thing with Zombie Island. It's just this nice balance of being dark and being lighthearted. Because it should have this nice balance of both. Because Scooby-Doo should have these kind of dark moments, and then having this balance of being lighthearted.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of the lack with the live action films for me. Because I think they were trying way too hard to be kind of dark, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first film is just so it's trying just so hard to squeeze as many adult innuendos as possible, and it's borderline the movie's constantly horny.
Yeah.
If you saw the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Like it's horny. And it's but like I said, it should have this nice balance. But I also saw the follow up to Zombie Island called The Witch's Ghost. That is the first movie that has the Hex Girls in it.
Epic.
I don't know who those are.
Epic.
And I thought you were the huge Scooby-Doo fan. You don't know the Hex Girls?
I know the Hex Girls a lot.
Okay. But yeah, that was the first movie with the Hex Girls. Again, it was also I enjoyed Zombie Island a lot more, but it was still pretty good. But yeah, there's some Scooby-Doo action going on in this list. Next one, I wrote The Nightmare Before Christmas. I think we were.
Yeah.
I think for your I did. This movie gets talked about so much. Like, honestly, there is honestly a huge war on the internet if it's a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie. It's just because people like it that much. I know people might consider it overrated because everyone loves it, and
yeah.
But I just think you should watch it just for the sake of you just seeing you watched it. But I think you could get into it as well. Like it's very fairy tale-esque. It's like I know everyone might know the plot, but the Pumpkin King, there's each holiday has its own respective town, and the Halloween town is ruled by the Pumpkin King, Jack Skellington, and he's become so sort of bored with everything. He's just kind of tired of the same formula. He wants to do something new. He wants to try something new. So he's just venturing out, and he stumbles upon Christmas Town, and he gets sucked into their world, and he's seeing all this Christmas stuff for the first time, and he's like, I want to do this. I want to have Christmas. So he kind of. I'm not obviously. I don't know if I can say be like, oh, it's spoiling The Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's just he goes on this sort of quest of being like, I want to have Christmas. I want to do something new. I just feel like something's missing in my life. And yeah, it's pretty much an allegory for a midlife crisis, but but it's still enjoyable, and it's this nice blend of being like dark. It's a dark and not like dark like a horror movie, but it's very gothic in that sort of sense.
Once you really think about who Jack Skeleton is, it's like, wait, is he switching religions in this case? What?
I know some people are saying it's like a racism sort of thing because Tim Burton, who created The Nightmare Before Christmas, is racist. I'm sorry, but when you say that black people don't fit your aesthetic, that's right. But
yikes, Tim.
Yeah, yikes, Tim.
Really a burn on this one. God.
Yeah. But it's still a fantastic movie. It's been and it's like The Crow, that it's like such a standalone movie that you like, that I feel like trying to do a sequel or a remake will just kind of shouldn't be needed because it can just stand on its own.
Yeah, there's definitely too much remakes and sequels now.
Mm-hmm. I know. I think they've been doing like sequels to like books and stuff, and I'm fine with that. Just not a movie.
Like, hey, remember this movie from when you were like 5? Remember how shitty it is in retrospect? We're making a sequel.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a very fairy tale quality. I don't know if you're like into like that gothic sort of nature, but it's very
it's to me. I'm not really familiar with it, but
I like gothic aesthetics too. So I was like, I like the characters. I like the design of the characters. Music's great.
Yeah.
I mean, the music's so good they do like live shows of it. I think I saw Billie Eilish, however you pronounce it.
Billie Eilish.
Yeah, she did. She played Sally, sort of the other main character, and I think honestly, I know there's like that clip of her going around saying like how like about ugly people or something, and I know my respect for her kind of went down for that because I just think that was very because she was like I don't know the exact quote, but she said something in an interview how like something on the lines of if you give an ugly guy a chance, he's gonna think he rules the world, but like, oh, you're still ugly anyway. Like,
Oh.
yikes, right? Yikes.
Alright.
So, but I besides like that, I think she did a good job. I think she did, but I mean that's just how good the music was. Because it's kind of a musical as well. There's like not a full blown musical, but like there's like songs. You know what I mean?
Because I'm pretty sure you did send me like a clip of it, and it was just Jack Skeleton singing. I was like, oh, this is a musical.
I might have sent you. If I sent you something, it was probably This Is Halloween.
It probably was in like the DMs of the group chat, or probably the server itself. I'm not entirely sure what it was. But like you posted something about it from the movie.
Yeah.
I saw it. I was like, oh, it's singing. Oh, whoops. Alright then.
Well, yeah, so it's like because it's such a beloved film, just to cover on the channel.
Yeah.
Just to be like, for your sake, just being like, at least I've seen it. Yeah. Like even if you don't like it, just to be like, I've seen it, so when people talk about it, I'm aware of what it is.
Someday, like an icebreaker. I'm sitting somewhere with a guy.
So the next one I put.
Yeah, well, I watched Jack Skeleton sing in a Christmas song, so.
Another Tim Burton movie, but I really enjoyed it. Was Edward Scissorhands. You probably never heard of it.
I've heard of it.
Okay. Basic gist of it. It's about this. I don't know what I can call him. I like to call him a robot, but he's a robot. He lives on this like, well, he doesn't. He's basically isolated because his creator unfortunately died before he can finish building him. He's supposed to be like this sort of like synthetic sort of boy or something, like kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was supposed to give him like regular human hands, but he unfortunately died. So now he's just left with scissors for hands, and he's just basically with no one to turn to. He's just been left in isolation for many years until this is a Christmas movie, or like you can call it a Christmas movie because there's like a Christmas sort of part in it.
It's a Christmas
so I might rewatch it in a bit, but I haven't seen it in a while, despite being one of my favorite films.
I didn't know it was a Christmas movie. I saw like one scene from it, and it was like a sunshine, like it looked like a nuclear town with like people walking.
Oh yeah, it's because because the story is told like as a story, like I'm not gonna give away like who's telling the story. I'm not gonna give away, but like it's told in that perspective, so everything looks like a fairy tale kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So that's why all the houses look the same.
So it's like an imagination type scenario or something.
No, it's not an imagination, but it's like it's the perspective of the film is like it's being it's like the sort of the main story is being like the movie is like someone telling a story kind of thing.
Okay.
And it ends with them like finishing the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like the whole movie is like it's in the perspective of like we're listening to this person's story and like obviously visuals. So that's why that's why the aesthetic of the movie is pretty much like a fairy tale. Like I said, like the houses are all the same size, and it's kind of like, so that's why. And it's not. It's it's also a really good movie, and it's also probably and Edward himself is probably one of the few characters that I relate to, because it's pretty much a outcast story kind of thing.
Yeah.
And outcast with someone who's disabled like myself. So because Edward has scissors for hands and he can't fit into society because scissors are bad.
Yeah.
Well, Scissors are sharp and dangerous.
I can also wait to him with that because my dick is a scissor. It's one scissor. No girl wants to sleep with me. I don't know why.
There's like, so overall, it's and also like with Tim Burton, and like the music's incredible, but and like it's and the ending's pretty sad too. I hate the ending. It makes me depressed.
I heard it was sad.
The ending just messes me up. And I actually and they did make a sequel, but in a comic book, and I actually read like the first few issues, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. So it was a follow up. Really enjoyed it. But yeah, I know that's like Tim Burton back to back, but despite him saying black people aren't his aesthetic,
people can make good things. It's the unfortunate truth of that world.
Now we'll move on to comedy. Do you want to go first? Because you were talking about certain actor. I'll let you go first because I was kind of carrying everything. So you go first.
Starting what?
Comedy.
Oh yeah. So, what I had before I made a fucking list of movies is the Adam Sandler group movies, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically like Adam Sandler, Kevin James, David Spade, Rob Schneider, Chris Rock, Chris Farley, rest in peace, all of them.
Kevin James,
yeah.
So I think you mean like movies that have like him and his friends in it.
Yes, essentially
which is pretty much a good foundation of all his movies because he likes to put his friends in movies.
Yeah.
I think we might have discussed this before, but I think my favorite Adam Sandler movie has to be Billy Madison.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I enjoy it. That might be my favorite one. Grown Ups is pretty good. The sequel's pretty Grown Ups 2. I didn't.
Yeah.
I think the problem with Grown Ups 2 for me was I just think with Rob Schneider not being it just didn't feel the same.
Oh,
you
yeah.
just had the guy standing like he's supposed to be like his brother or something. Like you're like no.
It's like no, it's not gonna work if one of the guys isn't in it. Come on,
mm-hmm.
He needs to be in it.
Yeah, I mean, and I think Adam Sandler gets a lot of hate, and I just don't.
He's overhated. I'm glad his career was kind of revitalized with Uncut Gems.
Yeah,
apparently that was really good to people.
Yeah, I mean, and with throughout that, like he's just it's always like it's either a hit or miss. You never. But I know it's like he always has that stereotype. Like, he always does the same voice, and his characters are always the same. Like, just having that
doing the funny yelling again.
He always has the hot wife that's always leagues ahead of him, but he somehow managed to pull to get her, and has kids and blah 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 blah. Like I can understand the criticism, but I just feel like he gets too much hated.
It's definitely a pattern. He definitely has the type.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah.
It might be repetitive, but if it isn't broke, don't fix it.
I think the funniest one, like just to do a review, was Jack and Jill, just of how bad it is.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I think that'd be a really funny review.
I've never seen it, but like I can see why. Like, okay.
I liked it when it like first came out, and then when I obviously got older, I was like, yeah. This is pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has a reputation.
Yes. Especially like the stance on like trans and stuff. That's like, oh, not a man being a woman, no.
Oh yeah.
Not in this Republican House.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, and they have like Al Pacino being like the love interest. Like it's just so weird.
Okay, we need to watch it now. What the fuck?
In the Dunkaccino rap at the You've probably seen the Dunkaccino rap.
Dunkaccino. That sounds familiar.
I know, cause And he's like, the only funny line that when he's watching the playback of the commercial, he's just like, burn this. This must never be seen. I'm like, this is a great metaphor for this movie.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So when you say like outside of group movies, is there like a favorite one like you specifically have in mind? Because I'm
now
grown up.
Even though I did make this in my new list, before I even start this list, my main YouTube channel that I haven't posted to in a year has a lot of old Nintendo games on it, and with the movies I want to cover, it's basically the same. It's like the nostalgia factor. I have tons of old movies, even movies before my time. And one of the movies is, even though it doesn't have Adam Sandler in it, has David Spade and I think Rob Schneider as well. And it's called The Benchwarmers. It's a baseball movie, and I loved it. It's probably one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
Shit, I might have never seen that. Shit, I might have never seen that.
Such an underrated
movie. It's the thing is like I'm not. I'm a nerd, so I'm not into like sports movies and stuff. I think I've seen and was enjoying it. I only saw parts of it. I think I saw one of the Creed movies, like the Rocky spinoff. So if I like got into a sports series, it'd definitely be like Rocky, and the Karate Kid, because if you want to consider it a sport,
karate to me is a form of a physical activity, so it is a sport to me.
So I think I've said it in when we talk about Spider-Man, we sidetracked about cobra-kai. I would be down to doing the Karate Kid trilogy. Like I said, they're all pretty good. I just think the first one was just so good that like it kind of had this high sort of pedestal, and then but they're all pretty good. I know they kind of get some sort of heat, but I think they're good for what they are trying to be. So yeah, I would be down. Fuck you, Netflix, for removing them.
Yeah.
That's kind of why would you take down the Karate Kid trilogy when you have Cobra Kai? Like, don't you want people to like
find its origins?
Yeah. But
yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. So next one, I don't know if you heard of this, but this is probably my favorite comedy series. I put American Pie. Heard of it?
I've heard of it. I've just never seen it.
I only put the first 2 films, and because it's a messy series, because this weirdly enough has a bunch of spin-offs that all just suck, but they don't have the main group of characters, kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's like just for like your kind of term that they did like a grown-up spin-off, and there's like none of the original like main group, and they just did like I'm Adam Sandler's like cousin, like I'm the focus of the movie, like you're like what the fuck?
I was his neighbor at one point.
Yeah. So this is probably like my favorite comedy series that's sort of in that raunchy sort of way, like that's like all about like very sexual, very like sort of like raunchy humor and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of the main sort of gist of this of the first film is these group of high school kids. They're in their senior year, and the main character Jim wants to lose his virginity. And he's him and his friends just make this sort of pact that they're all gonna lose their virginity, specifically at prom. So the whole movie is just them trying to get dates to the prom just so they can fuck them.
Oh my god!
Just to make for this pact. It's really funny. There's a lot. It's great. I like all the characters. I honestly can't name them all, but I know the main character Jim and Stifler. Stifler is basically there's like Finch, Stifler, Jim. I can only think of them. In Oz, yeah, that's the only one. I think there might be 5 or 6 of them. I can't, but the first one's a classic. Really good. It's definitely, there's still some moments in that movie just I can watch it every time I see it. I can just burst out laughing. I have a good time. And now the second one I enjoy it a lot more than the first one, and I will say for this reason. I know people might not like it more than the original, but I just like it. I just personally enjoy it more. I definitely think the first one's a better movie, but I just enjoy the second one more because of the setting.
Yeah.
Because the second one, um, there's not really there's kind of a sex pact still, but it's just for the one character, just for Jim, just for the main character Jim, because so the main sort of plot is they're all in college now, and it's summer, so they decide to just get together and they just spend the summer at a beach house and have a party at the end of the summer. Um, and I like that. It's sort of this like it gives the characters a lot of time to like just hang. I just like the setting, like
Yeah.
the concept of just having them hang out at a beach house, and like it's really feel good, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's
I like the movies where it's just like a group of friends just hanging out. That's one of the
yeah,
reasons why I love that.
that's why I like it
That's
more because I feel like they're more friends in this version.
yeah,
I in the sequel.
that's one of the reasons why I loved the first Ed movie so much because it felt so not only nostalgic but it felt so real as well.
Yeah, this is a great example because you kind of kind of feel like you're hanging out with them, kind of
Yeah,
thing. You know what I mean? Like you feel like
it's just like real life. They're not
it's just
talking.
so.
They're not
But
talking to me.
yeah, so like I said, and they're renting out this beach house, and there's like, and plus like I said, I love setting and
Oh,
just having it on a beach. Like it's like I'm like, oh, that's nice. Like it's just such like night. Like I like atmosphere and setting.
yeah.
Um, and but the main sort of conflict of the film is there's this girl that main character Jim um he was going to this might be a life spoiler, but uh NSFW trigger warning. He was supposed to hook up with this like really hot chick, but he kind of ruined it. You know what
Epic.
I'm talking about?
Epic.
Uh yeah, if
How relatable.
yeah, he finished. Uh he finished a little too early,
Yup.
should say, and before she even put a finger on him.
Oh my
And
fucking god.
you're like you're now thinking how hilarious this movie is now, right?
Oh no.
Yeah.
He came with her. They did anything?
Yeah, like and it was funny. I'm sorry I'm giving this away. He did it twice.
Oh
It's so fucking
no.
funny. And you're like, what? I'm sorry. I know we should save this for like a review, but I feel like we'll do it in like 5 years and just forget about it. But
Yeah, for sure.
he wants to record it, so and this is like the late '90s, so he has like this shitty camera. So everyone and it accidentally gets leaked to a bunch of people, so everyone's watching this. So
Just them
everyone's like
come.
when he comes again, everyone's just so in shock. Everyone's like, he did it again. It wasn't because it was like because what the main thing was, he was like, you know, like we have to get laid, like we have to get laid, like, but like I feel like it. So poor Jim was trying to do the deed before prom, but I'm not gonna. That's the only thing I'll just kind of spoil because it was just so funny and I just laughed every time. Yeah. So talk about the second one. So just to drink back. So that same girl, she's away like in another state or something. So and she's like, I'm gonna come see you like at the end of the summer. I'm gonna drive down, come see you at this like party. So he wants to perform better, I guess,
Uh-huh.
because obviously when it's like a comedy, it's a feel good movie. Like, I'm not gonna say with who, but like he does he has a bit more experience now, I should say, but he wants because it's of course because she's so hot, he has to he wants to perform like so perfect kind of
Yeah.
thing. And there's also and it has this kind of like great and then the ending surprisingly heartfelt too. But But like I said, with the second one, I enjoy it a lot more just because of the setting. I just like they feel like more friends. They have a lot better chemistry. And just like I said, I just the concept of just a bunch of friends just live spending the summer in like a beach house, like the beach, like out you can just walk outside and there's like the beach and like it's just nice. I only that's why I only put the first two films because there's two more with like the main group of characters.
Uh-huh.
And I would cover them. I would say we should only cover them if you get invested in the first two.
Yeah.
And if you're invested in the character, then we can keep going. But
Yeah.
let's just stick with the first two.
Yeah, for now.
And another thing is with the first one, I think this was the first time I heard the term MILF.
MILF?
Like
You just heard
in
it
a
now?
in like a movie. Like
Oh.
I don't know if this like was the origin of the of MILF, but this was like the first time in like sort of a mainstream way I like heard it. Like what a MILF was.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that was
Yeah.
like because one of the characters has like a hot mom and like
Oh my
you know
god.
shenanigans. But yeah, I love it's my favorite my favorite comedy series. You know, don't really like delve too. I used to delve into a lot of comedy when I was younger, but now I'm more into like comic book movies and horror. So
Mm.
it wasn't. But I will I like the American Pie series.
Yeah.
Now for the next one, because I don't have a lot for comedy. Because like I said, I don't really. I put two together because I put the Disaster Artist slash The Room.
Yeah.
We've been talking so long how we wanted to do The Room. And I think I've told you this. And if we do The Room, we have to do something special because
Yeah.
it has such a reputation
For
that we need to do something special.
for the horrible acting within it.
It's either we do a we do a commentary over the whole thing, like we try to do with Axum.
Yeah.
We try to do that, but uh, and like kind of like have it like we cut certain bits because it kind of we can't just post like the full like movie,
Yes.
just do, like, kind of the
Yeah.
highlights.
Yeah, for sure.
Just what if we do The Room? We just have to do a new format. We have to do something special and different.
Yeah.
And I put the
Which
Disaster Artist because it's about um the making of the film with it has like James Franco, Seth Rogen, like those kind of guys,
uh
and it's just about it's not like a biopic sort of thing, but it's like sort of just the make like a reenactment of like the making of the movie, and
oh
like
my god.
James Franco as Tommy Wiseau is absolutely hilarious. He does such a great job. He's like there are some times where he's like wearing the sunglasses that he looks just like him.
Oh my god.
Um, and it has this right balance of being really funny, is and like you know having some like serious moments.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. It's on Netflix right now. Gonna just plug it in for anyone who's like curious. But I think if we somehow just can't be able to do The Room, we can just watch The Disaster Artist, just so we're just for like you just being more introduced to like parts of the movie sort of thing.
Hmm.
It's a great way to just introduce like points points of the movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Everyone's telling me to read The Room. Now I'm gonna watch it.
yeah, yeah, and it's not really something like you can watch easily. I think
Oh
it's
no.
been posted on YouTube like a couple times and gets taken down and put back up, taken down, and then you can buy it physically from like Tommy Wiseau's website or something. But I don't really see it on like obviously I've never seen it on streaming or anything.
Uh
I don't know why people. It's like why would you? But
yeah. We might as well try and find it on YouTube and then see it
yeah.
that way.
Yeah, it would like I said, if we do The Room itself, we have to do something really
Oh yeah.
like because it just
for
has
sure.
that reputation online that we have to do
For sure.
like because it's so bad that it somehow turns into it's so bad that it just falls backwards into
Yeah.
just
And like
comedic genius that just was so unintentional that it's just kind of amazing.
and like with a commentary type thing for a movie, like, I would like to make that like a main thing we do with movies in general at some point.
Mm-hmm. I know. I watch YouTubers who do that.
And it looks fun. It looks really fun. So what better movie to start that off with for real this time?
The Room.
With The Room.
The Room.
Starting off with a bang in a bad way.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, like I said, we have to do something really special.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like, it's just because it's just so... It's so infamous that we have to do something really...
It's just that shitty that we need to activate live.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we won't know what to say after the movie's done.
Yeah. I know, and it's just... And The Room is just something that's just so fascinating because, well, for one thing, like, Tommy was always just such a mysterious person altogether.
Yeah.
Like, nobody knows his real name. No one knows how old he is. No one knows where he's from. And no one knows where he gets his money because he funded the entire film out of pocket with a budget of like $6 million.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait.
Out of pocket. So no one knows where he gets his money from. No one knows.
It is out of pocket, though. What the fuck?
Yeah. No, like, no, and what's so funny too is he bought equipment. Like you're supposed to like rent out equipment for making movies, but he bought cameras. So he literally just wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars.
What the fuck?
So, yeah.
Tommy, what are you doing?
Tommy.
If that's your real name.
Do you mind if you like cut this part out because I have to like use the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Okay. So, how are y'all doing? If you made it to this part in the video, this is great so far. Let me know in the comments because I definitely know everyone who's going to watch this video will make it this far into the video. So let me know, like, who else you want me to like essentially interview with this, like who else you want to see and hear from with what they want to bring and play for the channel, because something like this is something I never really thought of. Like, I tried to get it out of like the introduction videos, but I never really like went in depth with them. But this is like a great way to just like go even more in depth. I guess it's going to be really difficult to get anything out of anyone though these days because we're all so busy. But you know, it should be fun. It should definitely be fun. God, I have such a fucking long list. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 16 movies and shows. Actually, one show that I wrote down at some point. Oh my god. That's fucked. But amazing things really just happen when you put your mind to it. But honestly, I don't know if I have anything else to say. I'm just trying to ramble on, cause why not? You know, I'm just trying to speak my mind. This is a form of a podcast after all, anyways.
I'm back. Sorry about
Welcome
that.
Back. All good.
Cut off.
I was just talking about like how many movies I wrote down. I wrote down 16 movies.
I muted you on us. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So we was talking about The Room. Yeah. So it was like what happened was with the cameras. He was. Nobody knows why, but he. So there's like two at the time. There's like two ways to film a movie, and there was in 35 millimeter, HD, digital HD, like
yeah.
30. So he had. The theory is that he probably had no idea what he was doing, so he I'm just gonna buy both and film both. But what the thing about the having different formats is they require like different people to operate them, different like setups and stuff.
Oh
So
no! So he had to hire like 2 whole fucking crews.
yes,
Oh
yep,
no!
and he used both of them at the same time. So he
What?
shot literally. So he shot every
So
scene
he
twice.
shot one scene with 2 cameras.
Yeah,
What
and
the
it
fuck?
was like a custom rig. So there's like one in like the format we got, and then there's another. There's I don't know if they're deleted or not, but there's footage of the same scenes, but at a slightly right angle.
Oh my fucking Christ!
And again, you're supposed to rent equipment, not buy them, and he bought both. So he literally wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars on cameras
On
that you
on
should
on.
rent out. Like literally big like Hollywood Studios rents equipment. Like
Bro, what the fuck? And he did it for the. He did it for the fucking room.
the room, exactly.
God damn.
Like like yeah, it's just the making of the room and Tommy Wiseau as a person is just as fascinating as the movie itself.
Yeah,
Like I said,
yeah.
like
That
no one knows
really.
his real name. No one knows how old he is. No one knows where he's from, and no one knows where he gets his money because he's like super rich.
Yeah.
Like I said, he funded the whole film out of pocket that cost $6 million.
Oh my god. That like that one like the fact that he bought 2 cameras and had to hire like 2 different crews just makes me like more excited for like the disaster artist.
Yeah, there's a lot the disaster like I feel like when someone wants to get into like not like the room but like sort of the concept of Tommy Wiseau and like the room itself, I think you should watch the disaster artist first and then check out the
Uh
actual
huh.
movie.
Yeah.
So we could do that first and then just
Yeah.
or but like the disaster art, of course, they make jokes about this. Like I said, there's just moments that are just really funny with the disaster artist,
Yeah.
and there are some actual like serious moments too. So it's not like this, like sort of just making fun of, but it's actually just like it's actually trying to tell a story and not like just make like a whole like goof about like the making. So there's like certain like serious moments where like Tommy's not seen, like Tommy's portrayed in like a not like good light sort of thing. I'm not going to
Yeah.
get into details, but like shit went down behind the scenes of that movie. That it's like kind of insane. That that is just so it's not like Tommy's just presented in this like good light sort of thing. Like there's moments where he's like it's presented him as being very mysterious, like he is in real life, but like him being just. But he has moments where he's like like he's not portrayed in like this like good way kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not like this whole. So it makes you kind of question. But you know,
Yeah.
it's and with the room itself, I've only seen it like a few times, like full. It's just a mess. It's unintentionally funny. You like, of course, I don't know what part of the movie that's just hasn't been like there isn't like a scene in the movie that just everything goes right. Like there something goes wrong in literally every scene.
I didn't know they
Um,
made a Gary movie.
um, and and it's just like the acting's bad. The acting's bad. Like the whole production's just bad, and um, I don't know how its budget is $6 million is beyond me.
Yeah.
I will say I definitely think Axum was more of a worse movie because I just think because of course with Axum, like I think we talked about, like we just like the quality was just so bad we had no idea what's going on.
Yeah, because the thing is, Tommy actually spent money on like actual equipment. The Axiom crew used like a Nokia phone to record their film.
But I feel like, and plus with like Tommy was always just able to present himself more, and he like you can tell he's trying to take everything like super seriously, which makes it more funny that it's just coming out so bad. And there's another thing too that I kind of want to bring up is he's making a new movie, and you know what kind of movie it is?
Ooh, what? He's making a new
shark movie.
A shark.
A fucking shark movie.
Oh my god! There's another.
And you know how much the reps the shark movies get.
There's another Sharknado coming.
It's called like Big Shark or something.
Oh, no. Oh, of course.
Shark movies just. I just think that's such a beautiful combination. Like it's like this looks so bad. I can't wait to see it. Wow, this movie looks shitty. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. Like it's so bad that you just want.
I don't know. It got delayed because of COVID, and I don't know when it's coming out. But so I can't put it on the list because we don't even know when it's coming out or anything. There's like nothing, no new updates about it. But I definitely think that'd be a
I gotta say, there's something like that's more fun about just watching movies for the sake of laughing at them more than with them. Like, it's just such a more fun experience to just laugh at bad movies.
Yeah, and I definitely think The Room's just gonna be the grand just experience of it.
Yeah,
because it's just so. There's some movies that are just so bad that it's just absolutely horrendous, but there's exceptions for like The Room that is just so bad that it's. Like I said, it just stumbled so backwards into being just so bad that it just created this unintentional comedic masterpiece.
It's so bad that's so good.
That it turned into comedy, like
Wait, so is it like supposed to be like a serious movie? I have seen clips of it before.
Okay, so kind of first of all, this movie's all over the place, but the main sort of
I'm not surprised.
So the main thing, this movie's supposed to be a serious love drama sort of thing. Okay, so it's about Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah,
he's playing a character named Johnny.
Okay.
And he's engaged to this girl named Lisa. Lisa doesn't like Johnny anymore, and she will mention this many times throughout the movie. So she sleeps with his best friend Mark.
Epic.
And there's this serious love triangle, and it cultivates and like there's just a bunch. This movie's all over the place. There's really one scene where the girl Lisa, she's talking with her mom. She brings up that she has breast cancer, and it's never mentioned again.
Oh my fucking
She's like, this is the exact quote. I got the results of the test back. I definitely have breast cancer. And it's never mentioned again.
Listen,
like what?
Listen, I don't care about your breast cancer.
There's a joke in the disaster artist where the actress is like, "So Tommy, does this ever come back?" And he's like, "What?" He's like, you know.
Is it supposed to come back? I thought it was like a medical condition for like a week.
Like, at least plot point's supposed to come back. He's like, you know.
What?
Some of the lines by Tommy are just dubbed or something. That are just so bad.
Fucking hell.
Of course, the most infamous scene where he's like, "I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not." And he slams the water bottle. He turns and he goes, "Oh, hi, Mark." And it's just what? It is probably.
I didn't know those were in the same scene. I thought those were two entirely different scenes.
Which one?
The quotes you just said, are they in different scenes or in the same scene?
With the "Oh, hi, Mark" and the water bottle throw?
Yeah.
The same thing. He comes out. No, he just like enters the scene just so. Like, just like, you know, he's trying to be serious and being like, "I can't believe she said, like, I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not."
What's
And
that?
he just turns. He pauses. He just stops. He turns up. He sees his best friend Mark is there, and he goes, "Oh, hi, Mark."
What's that movie?
I want to remind you that he wrote this
where...
movie. By the way, he wrote the movie. He wrote, produced, starred, and directed it.
Oh, Tommy, that's your first mistake, but you can't do it all by yourself.
In one of my also in the same scene, that's in this like sort of location on top of a building or something. I don't know. Or no, it's sort of behind a green screen. Mark, his best friend's talking about how he knew this one girl who was like I think cheating or something, and the guy found out and he like beat her up, and he's like so yeah, she was like beaten up so bad she ended up on the hospital. Tommy just sits there and goes, "What a story, Mark!" Like what? And I remember in the Disaster Artist they make fun of this, and they kind of one of the script supervisor goes up to Tom and he's like, "Are you sure you want to keep this scene?" Like, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "It's supposed to be a serious story, and you're just laughing and going like, ha, what a story." And he's like, "You wrote this." This movie's just so like chaotic that it's amazing.
I can't wait. I genuinely cannot wait.
like
I'm more excited to see the rumor than I am to see the Spider-Man movie.
like literally, it's so bad. Like, guys, like when I was just saying the quote, I performed better than he did. Like I could,
yeah.
It's just so.
You could be
random.
A voice actor. You don't even know it. This is something that's gonna be huge.
Yeah, and like, so like eventually, like the love triangle, like like I said, this plot's a mess, and there's like, of course, there's like the big confrontation, and like it doesn't even matter that I'm talking about the plot because like there's just so little of it that like it's just so all over the place. Like I don't even like care if I spoil anything because it's like we're gonna, even if we know exactly what's gonna happen, we're gonna, when we watch it, we're gonna still be laughing our asses off even if we know it's coming.
Of like, oh, when is it coming?
Yeah, there's like of course a big fight and of course like a bunch of shenanigans.
Oh my god. I can't wait for that. I can't wait.
One of the funniest like details until I watched a video talking about it, until they pointed out, was apparently they like, I've seen the screenshot so I know it's real. They managed to screw up the credits somehow.
Oh my fucking god.
They spell like people's names wrong.
They can't. Did they do anything right? Like, did they do anything correctly in this movie?
And here's the funniest part is they listed like in like the cast and stuff. There's like like the character and stuff and like who played it. They referenced a barista number 2.
Okay.
There's no barista number 1.
Okay. Good lord, they don't even know math.
They can't even do they can't even do like
basic first grade of math.
They to mess up the credits, and that's just legend. That's just how legendarily bad this movie is. It's like
they don't.
This is. It's the best. Like
Oh my god.
It's so legendary.
We could all make a better movie on Movies Maker if we tried.
Oh my god. We really could.
If we genuinely tried, we could.
We like I just it's just like I said, it just stumbled so backwards. It's just so bad that it stumbled so backwards, and like there's like continuity errors. There's like there's like I think there might be. I haven't specifically seen it, but I've heard there's like equipment in scenes. Like of course everything's behind a green screen.
Yeah.
I think there's like a joke in the movie. They're like where they're filming a scene and Seth Rogen comes up to James Franco as Tommy Wiseau and he goes, so you have this like green screen of like this alley when it was and it looks just like that alley right there. And just James Franco as Tommy goes, well, because this is a real Hollywood movie.
Oh my god.
Of course you have to use a green screen. use this like shitty backdrop, but it looks just like the alley over there. We couldn't just filmed over there. But it's because we're Hollywood.
It's because we need to be Hollywood. Come on.
I love Tom. I just love Tom Wiseau. He's just this person that's just so mysterious. That's like it's pretty like interesting, and plus with the film itself, it's just like. And there's kind of one more thing I want to bring up about the room is apparently there's supposed to be a scene where he has a car in the movie, of course, because and in one scene they're supposed to just fly into the sky for like no reason, and they asked him, so it was like, so Tommy, why do we need to see the movie? And this is his answer. Maybe Johnny is a vampire. Maybe Johnny is a vampire. Because I guess when car just flies on its own, that means he's a vampire. That would have just been like the worst thing, and it's like,
what? What reason is there for him to be a vampire?
There's no. Well, he's got the accent of one. I can tell you, he's got like a Eastern European accent, and but like, there's like no indication that he'd be a like this film is just so wet, like random that it's just like it's I don't.
God fucking hell.
Now that I'm talking about it more, I'm now getting excited to just cover it on the channel. I'm like, we should probably do this as soon as possible.
Yes, I want to. If we were to do it this year, it would probably make up for the last couple months.
Well, we only have like 1 month left in the year.
It would be a great Christmas miracle, to say the least.
Yeah, we would have to either track it, or we'd have to see if it's like if we can get it digitally, or someone posts on YouTube, or I have to get a DVD or something.
Yeah.
But it would be, like I said, it would have to be a way where we have to do like a special sort of format, or like either a commentary or.
If we were to do commentary, like a commentary action, it would probably work best if it were to be in person, most likely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'd be down to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it would. Like I said, then like we could just like have like just trim just get like the best highlights out of it, so we don't get so you don't get a copyright strike.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think that'd be the best bet.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else?
Yeah. I didn't go through my list yet.
All right.
But before I start my list, I know you brought up Dead by Daylight, but do you have any other games that you would want to play on the channel as well?
I mean, there would have to be. The only way I could see it is if we could. I don't know. Like, I don't have many multiplayer games. And I know we've done for like single player stuff, and we'd like take turns or something.
Yeah.
But I definitely know you want to do multiplayer. I do. Like I said, I do have Dead by Daylight. I have the
need,
that's very.
But it is a preference,
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm down for single player. It's just a preference for multiplayer.
Yeah, so it would have to be something where, like, just out of my own comfortability, we would have to be playing like virtually, I guess, like just. But the thing is, my setup for like gaming and stuff is it's like in my living room, and there's like the staircase and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so if I don't want to play, like where I'm recording right now, I'm in like another room. I have my door shut, and like that's as far away from. And I don't want to like record a video and have. I don't want to get like yelled at for talking too loud or something.
Yeah.
So that would be the only like sort of issue, I guess, with that. Uh, Dead by Dead by Daylight, like I said, the game's just really that I sort of have taken an indefinite break from it, unless a brand new like killer comes out that I'm really excited for or something. But like, because like I said, it's like it's very. The thing was just online multiplayer and stuff, and we have to interact with like other players in like a competitive sort of way. I just feel like it's just so skill based that like it doesn't really cater to people who are just like starting out sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't want to if we do play and well, second of all, like if we play, like we'd be stuck in a lobby for like a while, so there'd be a lot of time. There'd be like just a lot of time where there'd just be this gap of time we were playing a game. And this is just kind of what infuriates about the game is you wait so long in the lobby to play a game, you die in like less than 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind of irritating.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would I? It's just such a time waster just to be in a lobby for so long. To join a game and then you like get killed off in like less than 5 minutes. And you really, because you want to wait so long, you kind of want to have a more longer experience in a game.
Yeah.
But I do know that stuff. I know they've been working on like having more even like skill level between killers and survivors, and I think the only way it would be if we do Dead of it. Like I could only see as a way of us to just talk about horror the whole time, just because it's a horror game. And we're just kind of talking while we're playing the game.
Just doing mash shit.
Like I said, it's just the only thing is like just I would have to have my setup's just not very good right now to do like talking or something, or unless I figure out some way to just do like this sort of split where I'm like kind of like I don't know if it just, and plus I'm just sometimes when I just talk I'm just sort of naturally loud, so I don't want to get in trouble or anything when I have like, because we record late at night and I don't want to get I don't want to wake my family up, so that would be the only gripe. And I don't want to be like a dick and being like playing a game and you're the only one like talking while I'm just like kind of not. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
It's like Jake's here by the way, and like and there's just silence.
Yeah, because we have had tons of stuff like that before, like in the first couple of days of the channel.
I'm like, I'm joined by Jake, and he's just where's Jake? He's on the screen. Like, no, he's not. It's just because I know when I'm.
It's just a random YouTube video I found. Like, Jake, what you doing? You didn't eat your cheeseburger yet.
Like I do have the Avengers game that's more AI like versus team AI sort of thing. The game's pretty button mashy, I should say, and it has a very complex skill tree. But if you're like a Marvel fan, you kind of with like me, it might get kind of repetitive. Like I know if my friend just kind of took a break from it, and we're gonna start playing again when Spider-Man comes out. But
that definitely sounds like
the game has a lot of controversy that hasn't been nitpicked to death. I just think it's good just to like just to play, just kind of like, because it's not really often like you get to have like a sort of Marvel game.
Yeah, with a game like that, it definitely sounds like a one-off game, or even a 2-episode kind of game.
Yeah, it just unless it's like unless it's with like you or whoever we play with, it would, unless they get really invested into upgrading like the characters and stuff, and like we could keep going just to be like finally reached level 50 with Iron Man, like I think that could be like the like a title of a video, like level 50 Iron Man, like exclamation. Like but that's like I said, like I could see why people wouldn't get invested in the game. I know it was a huge letdown for everyone who was looking forward to it. Um, I know the Spider-Man DLC is getting a lot of heat right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just the downside with the video is I don't know if many people would be interested in seeing us play Avengers because again, this game has just such a bad reputation that not like for example, like the Angry Video Game Nerd, when he looks at a bad game, it's just sort of like not like a let's play sort of thing, but it's just like kind of like like well, of course it's like the AVGN, so of course it's gonna be like comedic and funny because he's looking at a bad game.
Yeah.
But if you're doing like a let's play, you generally want to play a good game unless it's like notoriously bad.
Yeah, for sure.
That you can like the Room version of like a video game where it's like, you know what I mean? Like kind of like it just has just so awful reputation that you can make like it's like you can get like some funny commentary out of it while you're playing it.
Yeah.
But it's not like that with Avengers. It's like I think it would plus like I just feel like when we're playing I just feel like it'd be also but there'd be a lot it's because it's so like multiplayer based. There's just not really much of the game to like kind of sort of well first of all like there is a main campaign like a campaign but other than that there's like they're called war zones and that you like use like there's like a hub area and you can like missions and stuff that are just but like there's not really much to like look at with the games, you know what I mean? There's not like a bunch of cutscenes or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not really much to like so it would just be us like talking the whole time without really like much to like go off about the game of being like to kind of just look at.
Yeah, for sure.
Other than that, I can't really think of other multiplayer games I have.
Like
yeah,
it
those
doesn't
are
need
the
to
only
be like current games. It can be like older games as well, like games we play in our childhood, you know.
Mm-hmm. But we would if it's like I went from PlayStation 2, Xbox 360 / like okay, it was like PS2 / the Wii because it was like kind of, and then I jumped to Xbox 360. Then now I jumped to PS4. So it's kind of like weird because if we want to play like you said like a game from like a childhood, we would have to track down a freaking console.
Yeah.
And then get the game then.
Yeah.
And then and I know how whack your setup is at your house, so I know like it wouldn't be like
it's slightly annoying, but it isn't like complicated. I just need to move like a current into like a different system.
Yeah, it would have to be like a lot. We would have to plan a lot if we do like an old game.
Yeah. Because I plan on getting the new Xbox. I don't know if it's backwards compatible with its older games. Probably is.
I've honestly been waiting for a PlayStation 5, and that's been a shit show.
Yeah.
I've never seen, and I know people, and honestly, people have been comparing Spider-Man No Way Home to the PlayStation 5, and that just gets me anxious, because, like, I don't want to, like, I want to see this opening night, like,
yeah.
I don't want to go see it a couple weeks later, and during that time I got spoiled, and, like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
So, I don't,
atmosphere.
The PlayStation 5 stuff is an absolute fiasco. I don't like reselling bots. It infuriates me. It's not even just with PlayStation. It's with literally any nerd sort of like even like collectibles like Funko Pops. Like it's just in action figures they just sell out in under a few minutes because bots and stuff, and it's absolutely horrendous. But yeah, so it was like mainly the games I play now is just Avengers and
Yeah.
Like,
at some point, we'll for sure like probably go through your games anyways, and we'll like pick something out. There.
Yeah, I have a few. Like I said, my data is just my storage is just so whack right now.
Yeah.
Like I plan on getting like a sort of a new like sort of storage like USB sort of things I can transfer, so I can have multiple like storages or something. 'Cause I think you can do that.
Yeah.
Just so I can have more space to have more games to play, so I don't have to keep constantly uninstalling and reinstalling games. But I do have quite a library. I mean, I have Prototype. That's a really good game. I haven't finished it, but I like it. God of War 3, I have it. I think I completed the game like once or twice. And that's an absolute masterpiece.
Yeah.
You guys didn't do God of War, any God of War yet, right?
No, not at all.
So I know like the sequel remake is like really like popular right now, like with the Norse mythology. Well,
yeah.
I want to give it a try like someday, but I'm more of a fan of the Greek pantheon than the Norse pantheon. So that's why I'm more of a fan of the older game, like the older games.
Yeah.
But I have the Spider-Man PS4. Not obviously not the sequel because the sequel hasn't come out yet, but I'd say spin-off with Miles Morales as I don't know how to explain it. I'll just say it's a spin-off. I have that. It feels more like I'll say about the game is that I feel like there's not much to do. This is just sort of my review of it. Like it's a great game, but it feels more like a DLC sort of thing, and not like a $50 game.
Yeah.
Like and there's just not a lot. Just for my opinion, there's just not a lot of replay value for me. Like I just like I don't. But like Spider-Man PS4, there's like collectibles and stuff you can get. Like I just don't feel as invested with those for that game. There's just like I was just left in kind of after I finished the story, I was left kind of bored. Like I just don't really feel as invested to go out and look at collect collectibles, get all the costumes and stuff like as I did with the Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah.
Like it just like and the combat was good and stuff and swinging was also great, but I just feel like there's just not much replay value and there's just not much investment. Like I said, it felt more like a DLC sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But I hate that the sequel that's coming out is only exclusive to PlayStation 5, and I just think that's absolute bullshit.
Yeah, that's kind of whack. I don't really like exclusives that much.
I know, that's why like I know everyone doesn't like. I can get why Spider-Man's exclusive to PlayStation because PlayStation is Sony, and Sony pretty much owns like most of the rights to Spider-Man, so I understand why, but you know, and I know I've seen some memes when they were posting how bad the swinging and the Avengers game is for Spider-Man, and I was like, can you just give this to Xbox? Like we don't yeah. I don't really delve and see like I don't. Plus, it's just due to my time and stuff, and sometimes some days I'd rather watch a movie than play a game or something.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't really. Plus, the only reason I like mainly just play Avengers now is just I get addicted to daily grind sort of thing, like daily sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I get addicted to it fast, so that's why I just keep playing it. That's why I spent, and it was just at a point where, for like the past few months, that was the only game I was playing because that would just take up most of my time, and I would just so that's why I had to take a break till Spider-Man comes out. And I'm gonna go back into it.
Yeah.
But so I know. Has there been any games that you've like heard of, or just something that you've been wanting to like cover? Or?
Oh yeah, plenty. they're kind of all mostly obviously Nintendo related. Like there's a Kirby game that I'm not really that familiar with Kirby games, but it looks like a fun open world game that looks intriguing. It's nothing you would expect from like a Kirby game. It looks like the apocalypse just happened and Kirby's the only thing that survives somehow.
I mean, it's Kirby, so I can see why he would be the last one standing in the apocalypse.
It isn't surprising after Smash Bros, but the Kirby's lore is also like funny because like I always say memes that like Kirby lore, it's just like this fucked up thing and the Dark Souls or whatever. Well, it's just like this happy going, easy peasy kind of thing. It's always so funny.
Yeah. I
don't know though. Like, I honestly forgot like what games like that are not out yet that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, like I said, it's the same thing with me. But like I said, I have a lot more specific tastes in mind.
Yeah.
When it comes to like video games and movies and stuff, and, like media in general. And I just there's not really much, like literally like last year I don't think there was much that I was really interested in when it comes to like new movie.
Yeah.
Definitely this year I've had more stuff up my alley, but last year there was just like literally I can't recall of nothing new coming out that I was just 100% like excited for.
Yeah.
But that was mainly because that was like COVID was like literally just like just that was just took
existed
over like everything, but like
yeah.
I can't even like even beforehand think of much that
like
maybe it was,
honestly like I think the thing that happened with movies like through COVID is like what I'm going to start going through hopefully soon with games. What I want to do is I want to try and emulate games and play older games.
Yeah, it was even before COVID. Like there wasn't many video games that were just like just up my alley sort of like I kind of like it's just different with me from video games because I feel like video games are so like here like you hear like good things, but like sometimes it's just like it's kind of weird. Like, and plus when I was growing up, I would usually just play like movie based games and like games with characters that are already established and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like how I was raised, and like so it's not really like I haven't really always been 100% fond of characters that are strictly originated from video games.
Yeah.
So it's not really like that's just sort of my thing. Like it's like we'll get like besides like God of War and Doom, like that's just I haven't really had in Mortal Kombat. Like there's just hasn't like so there's just not really.
I guess you could.
Every time I see like a new game and like this game's a 10 out of 10, like this, like it's just like I'm just like I just don't really like. Like I'm sure it is, but it's just something like it has to take like an accidental discovery or like that just gets me invested because I'm like I am invested in like I do like games that are like original like Saints Row and like but like it's just like I said I have very specific tastes and preferences that just goes along with it's the same thing with movies too. It's like I know you kind of like I think I said in the Spider-Man video, like I know you kind of see me as like this movie sort of guy, but like my tastes are very selective, and I'm not going out watching every single movie film that comes out. Like, Dune was so good, like, and I'm like, this. Like, it's not really. I kind of like just. It's more of just. It's also more sort of a comfort thing. It's just like.
Yeah.
Like just getting into stuff that you're more familiar with, like
I'm basically the same way.
Like
Yeah.
It's like, you're gonna see like the new like blah 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 blah. Like, yeah.
Oh god, you're glitching again.
I was.
Yeah, I would leave and rejoin quickly.
Back.
Welcome back. Yeah, you're clear now again. Alright, continue.
Like it's like I said, I'm just very selective, and it has to take just sort of out of curiosity.
Yeah, for sure. It's very good when you discover something on accident compared to like when you go searching for something. I've realized with pretty much everything, even outside movies.
Yeah, usually with me, if I get into something new, it's usually out of just high recommendations or just out of like just boredom.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I think I said about cobra-kai, I found that out of just watching a meme of a scene and then just being bored one day and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Get hooked on it.
Yeah.
So, that's just how it just is, like,
It's just like, honestly like how I view life anyways, because like good things come when you least expect it. You can't go searching for things yourself. They just come to you, in my honest opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said about Doom, it was all just getting into the game. It was just one Black Friday deal that just was like too like much of a steal to like not take up.
Too good to be true.
Yeah, it was like $20 for like a $90 deluxe version of a $60 game. It's
Jesus
like
fucking Christ. It's a fucking steal.
Let that be a lesson. Look at Black Friday deals, guys. Just go explore. Like, you might find something. Might find a game you like, or it might be a movie.
I guess you could say the Doom deal was a deal with the devil. Continue.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
If that was the catchphrase, it's a shitty game automatically now.
Yeah. Oh, I know. What are you, IGN now?
Well, I do have shit tastes, yes.
Doom Eternal was a solid 4 out of 10, and I don't care what anyone says. The gameplay, I died on the first level, so that game sucked.
This game really makes you feel like Doom Eternal. What?
Did you hear? I don't know if it was the 2016 version or Doom Eternal, but I think one of like the game reviewing sites, they had someone like do a playthrough to review it, and the guy was just so horrible at it that it made the game look bad.
I saw that, but with Cuphead. Do you remember that when the Cuphead guy
I think I heard about the Cuphead fiasco, but Doom had the same sort of thing where someone was doing so shitty of a job, and I think they disabled comments too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my god, well, good. It's not like there's anything good to say about what they did. Don't be a game reviewer if you're shit at video games. Stay in your line of video games. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. If it was if Doom was like a multiplayer thing, I don't think I would have gone. There is a multiplayer mode, but I don't do it. Like I said, because I don't like multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's funner. It's funner to compete with people you know.
Yes.
And people you don't know.
For me, the best type of multiplayer is couch co-op multiplayer. That's how it really gets to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could definitely it's. Yeah, I just don't because it's like you. So when you. It's just, and I know, and I just hate that that's just becoming the central sort of style of game now.
Yeah.
It just. And with of course pay to win and stuff, that's just becoming the norm now. Yeah, I just miss one of the good old days when it was just you and the game.
I miss the
DLC. And DLC was optional.
Yeah.
DLC was optional and only maybe $5 or something.
Days when multiplayer games were either all the players were on the same screen or it was split screen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I miss split screen games so much. They're so rare nowadays, and I hate it.
Like Mario Kart and stuff.
Yeah. Mario Kart right now. Too bad I'm alone.
How long have we been talking? It feels like 3 hours.
Let me check OBS. Oh my god, this is officially like the longest video that we've done in one recording. This is literally the longest video we've done on the channel.
Holy shit.
I won't tell you until it's done, because I wanted to save it for a surprise, but I just wanted to know.
I hope it's more than 3 hours, so I can just laugh how we talked more than the entire length of Avengers Endgame. I just want to find that really funny.
I'm not going to say it just yet until the end of the video. I will even include your reaction at the end of the video. But it's been going on for quite a while.
Yeah, because I remember I checked like the time a couple times, and it was like, now we like jumped like super like late.
Yeah.
It's fine. We're both up at this hour anyway. So
yeah, for sure.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. So is like anything else?
Yeah. I mean, I might as well go through my list, and if we have anything else,
Again, how many times are you gonna go through this list?
Well, first of all, you go through your tangents before I can even get to mine.
Okay. Alright. Is this about games still, or?
No, it's about movies. There's one show.
Okay, so, I'm a little more familiar with my territory.
The first time in forever.
Alright, so what you got?
Alright, so I'll talk about I already talked about one of them. The 16 that I wrote down. One of them was the Benchwarmers. So I'll talk about the TV show first, since that's like the lone wolf. And by the way, these do not have like any like genre. In fact, they're all mostly old things that were made in the past. So this one is more recent, and I'm pretty sure it's still going. It's The Walking Dead.
Oh my god!
Now you laugh at it, but it's funny because that game I'm playing, the series we did, towards the end of the series, in the last episode, Jacob and me were like, hey, you want to do a review of The Walking Dead? That was 2 years ago, we still haven't done it. That just goes to show you it's really consistent.
I was in that room when you guys were talking about it. Because we were talking about Zombieland, and you were like, oh, it's
no, it was during like a separate recording, like a separate session as well.
I know, but you two brought it up, and I was...
Oh yeah, okay, so, yeah, I guess it was. The Mario Kart happened first,
It's this with The Walking... I'm just personally not a fan of it. I just, I'm not really into, like...
Yeah, like...
The problem with The Walking Dead is it's been carried on for so fucking long.
Yeah,
I literally have memories of it when it was, like, the first season came out, and now we're on, like, it's like on season, like, absurd number. And it's the same thing with, like, Marvel. We can't just do Marvel movies. Just do all the MCU movies, is because it's just been carried on for so long.
I fucking know.
Like, how are we gonna do this?
Yeah, I
don't know. It's like, I don't follow Walking Dead, so I have no fucking clue what season it is. But I'm pretty sure it's like some absurd number, like 10 or 15.
Yeah,
like it's absurd. So I don't. So even if you did it 2 years ago, I would have no idea how you guys would format it. Like, it would be, and even when we were talking about doing Cobra-Kai, we would have to. We were literally having a discussion of how we would be able to do it, and we have come to the conclusion of how we were going to do it.
Yeah,
we're gonna. And what's so good about Cobra-Kai is there's only, as of now of recording, season 4 is coming out next month. There's only 3 seasons. Each season has 10 episodes that are like a half an hour long.
Yeah,
and we can manage that. That's easy.
We're planning on doing 2 episodes per season with Cobra-Kai.
You mean 2 sessions? You mean
2 sessions, but like 2 videos, 2 video reviews per season.
Yeah, each half, like sort of thing. First half, second half.
Now, with The Walking Dead, me and Jacob did discuss what we were going to do.
Like, what the fuck? Oh yeah, I'm gonna Google how many seasons there are. I want to see.
See.
I'm still talking, by the way. You can still talk.
So I don't know how many seasons there are of The Walking Dead.
What the fuck?
How many? I'm assuming there's like 12 or 13 or whatever.
Let me see. I'm going on IMDb. Well, there is an end date for 2022, so fuck.
Oh, so it's almost over, I guess.
2000? No, it literally came out in 2010. I remember it being advertised as like, oh, this new show's coming out, The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Like, that's how old this shit is. Let me see. Let me see how many fucking seasons there are.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, they're making spin-offs too? What the fuck? Yeah, I know Cobra-Kai is doing spin-offs, but I can accept that. I feel like, and this is just something I'm just experiencing with, like,
The Walking
10
Dead,
seasons. 10 fucking seasons.
The Walking Dead started when we were in fucking elementary school.
And we're adults now.
People who actually went to college in our age group are in their last year.
Fuck.
Fucking Christ.
And I don't even know how you guys are going to be able to do it. I'm like looking at the episode sort of list, like how the fuck are
so you want to know like what Jacob says? I'm sure you probably don't know. Any idea Jacob has is always typically shitty, right?
Okay.
What he was saying is like, I was like, hey, so what do we want to do that as like a review each episode or like a review like every couple of times? He's like, no, let's just do it like one review per season. Like, how would we remember?
When we were talking about Cobra Kai, I knew that was a bad idea because like you would have to absorb so much information to talk about. That's why we're like, let's do half of a season for one video because we can absorb information a lot better.
Yeah.
Instead of talking about a whole season in one video.
Yeah, that and half the stuff we won't even remember to like cover.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, I hate to be like that guy. I just don't. I know how much we all procrastinate. And we all have lives and stuff. Like this is gonna be it would be damn near impossible to fucking do.
The way I'm hoping it will be is like, oh yeah, it's gonna be fun at first, but I hope me and Jacob are going to eventually turn into like the walkers themselves with the series and be like, this show has been going on for way too long. I don't understand what they're trying to do at this point.
This is just my problem with like with like TV shows and stuff, especially with our generation. They just overhype it so much. I just don't get
everything.
I just don't get interested.
Everything's so dry. It's so annoying.
That's that's my biggest problem with it is fucking Squid Game. Like everyone was just so fucking hyped about it that I just like don't even want to like check it out anymore. Like you get like I don't even like care if it's good. Like
I know. There isn't a day where I can't go on Instagram without seeing something about Squid Game. It's like, bruh, come on, isn't that?
And I can tell just by having it have 10 seasons that I know this series has probably a moment where it's peaked and then it's just gone downhill. I can tell by it being on season 10 that it's probably dragged out and probably. So I don't even want to get invested. I know how people. Even like a few years ago, when like I'm gonna assume where it peaked, where it was like where everyone was like, you know, this show is the best show ever.
I definitely remember when the quality started dropping because me and my dad watched it all the time together, and it was around 2016 when we stopped.
I think that's where it started to peak. Because I know I had friends who were like super into it, and they're like, oh my god, I love this show so much. I love the what's his name?
Do you want to know like what happened around in 2016 where like me and my dad were both like, alright, that's it. I can't watch this anymore. There was a season where a new character was introduced and there was like a king type character. He had a fucking pet lion, a tiger. Like,
oh yeah, I know the tiger gets killed off, and I was like, what the.
And it's so blatantly like CGI as well. It's so bad. You can't even take the show seriously anymore at that point.
And the problem is, and this is, I saw an actual clip of like the tiger's death, and it was like they made the tiger such a pussy. I know it's literally a pussy, but like they literally had it get cornered by zombies and get eaten.
Damn.
Like this, like you should have the tiger. Like tigers are like one of the most badass animals on the fucking planet, and you have it go out like that. It should be some badass last stand type of shit. If you're gonna kill off the tiger, if you're gonna kill off the tiger or something, have some sort of badass last stand, because tigers are badass. Yeah. And of itself, you don't even have to give it a character. Like have a fucking tiger. Like
that's the character itself, just tiger.
I know, and I remember seeing people in the comments like, it probably wouldn't. Well, the tiger was born in like captivity, so it wouldn't be like it's a fucking tiger.
It's a fucking wild animal that's usually found in Africa.
Yeah, and honestly, if you want my opinion, I think a tiger would take out a fucking bunch of zombies. The zombies are fucking stupid.
Definitely, it's a fucking tiger. It's the king of the fucking jungle in Africa. For God's shit, the hell.
I can tell that it definitely Walking Dead and definitely dragged out far. I know some other shows, like you heard about you remember when we were in high school, you remember when some of our classmates would hype up The Flash so much?
Yes.
Have you seen some of the footage of the new seasons?
I don't care. That's
still going on. And it looks so fucking bad.
Oh my god. Wasn't it on CW?
Yeah.
Of course.
I know. Do you remember how much they hyped up that show? And they're like, oh my god, The Flash was so good.
Do you remember that one kid who I might invite to come on some videos of the channel? Do you remember that one kid? I'm going to say the first 3 letters of his name, Abd.
Yep. I still see... I think we still follow each other on social media.
Oh yeah, so we have. I have him on Snapchat.
So I definitely know he's still around.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and a bunch of that group were so into The Flash and so I'm not a DC fan, so I was like,
I'm just not surprised at all that someone like him would be like so intrigued with a show like that on CW.
But if you look up the new episodes, just how fucking bad they look. Like, I think there was like, in just the CW shows for like DC in general, like, I think I just saw it. There's like one scene where I don't know who's fighting who, but one of them literally was like, I think she like dodged an attack or something, and she's like, oh, sorry, I didn't ask for consent. Like, what the fuck are you talking? I'm like, what? Somebody wrote that in this. Someone wrote that line down and thought it was good.
Someone wrote that down thinking it was like a good fucking line, like a good one line. What? No, it's like PC culture.
And there was like one with like the Flash. It's just got the CGI just looks so silly. Like it's like there's this one clip I've seen where they're like running, like it's the Flash, and like the city backdrop, like they're like driving, looks like a kid's show. Like, oh my God. Like it's like so cartoony, like so saturating cartoony, like the and it's just gotten so goofy that I've seen another clip of it where they're fighting like the villain with like lightning bolts, like swords, and it's like and people have literally put Star Wars music over it because it's just so fucking ridiculous.
Oh my fucking Christ. Jesus.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot to. There's kind of some like, I know we've been talking a lot, but there's like, I know people might want to know if we would ever do Star Wars, and this is what I'm going to say about Star Wars. I do not, as of now, I don't want to review Star Wars on this channel, and this is the reason why, because mainly when we do something that I'm more familiar with, and it's just to introduce you, and like I said with Halloween and stuff, I want to introduce you to when it's at its like best sort of thing.
Yeah.
So with Star Wars,
there's no best.
No, the thing about Star Wars is the original versions have not been released. They're called the special editions, and they have been in effect for like a long time, and we have not had the original like versions of the film in like decades.
What?
Because they kept changing the movie. They kept adding in more stuff to the original trilogy. I'm talking about the original trilogy.
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They've just kept adding more and more to it. That it. Some of them are really bad. Some of them are good. I liked I like the Empire Strikes Back. Then we got the better treatment. You can honestly just look up on like the Star Wars wiki of like everything they changed. But like, and if we do, if you were like down to do Star Wars, I want to watch the unaltered versions to get you into it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want, because I that's the versions I want to see. I want to show to people, and and of course there's the also my controversial opinion that maybe not be so controversial, but I know some people on the channel will disagree with me, and I'm not a fan of the new films. I just
probably most would agree with you, to my knowledge.
No, I remember in the group chat someone said how good they were. I don't remember who, but someone said they were really good, and I was like, I didn't want to like say anything, like
probably Jacob,
but I'm not a fan of them. I just think, definitely the last one, The Rise of Skywalker, I just refuse to see because I've seen like so many clips of it, and just knowing, like watching like stuff about like the lore they introduced, that it just doesn't feel like Star Wars for me. And Star Wars was a big deal to me as a kid. Like, it's like,
yeah, I
like,
remember
and
you
just,
having like multiple lightsabers, not
yeah,
lifesavers.
yep, I know, I remember,
the pain
and
of being dyslexic.
They're all gone now.
Oh, they darn.
Yeah. But like I'm talking like someone who's been a fan of it since a kid. Like, it just didn't feel like Star Wars to me anymore, because they changed a bunch of stuff, and it's just they kind of. I know people who, and don't take this as me saying I don't like them as me being misogynistic, because that's what the conclusion is for people online. Oh, you don't like the sequels, you don't like representation or anything. Like, and I don't want to get into that sort of this debate, because we're already taking a lot of time talking just about. But it's just like that's just all I'll say. It just didn't feel like Star Wars. Just the Star Wars I grew up with, and I just think the movie's just gonna be a lot.
Listen, Jake, the type of people that would complain about you talking about like all that misogynistic stuff, they're like attention span is only 5 seconds. We're like at least 2 hours into the video. They would never make it this far into the video. We're good. Yeah. We're fine.
Yeah, if you're somehow still watching this,
thank you.
You're a real MVP. You deserve a gold medal.
You have received a golden token. God.
Yeah, that's just saying. Unless somehow, some way, they actually release the original unaltered movies, I will never want to do Star Wars on this channel. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to do like we do the prequel trilogy, and then we just don't do like it's like I'd be fine with doing the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
But it's just it would not be a good like content wise review, because I'm just not a fan of it, and I'm just gonna be like, and plus
I'm sure even if you went up to it, the other members would be, regardless. So even if you're the one covering it along with me, I'm sure the others would.
Yeah, I'd probably skip it.
Yeah. I know Jacob wants
Jake's
to.
not here because this isn't his version of Star Wars.
Yeah. I was just about to say, like, yeah, he would.
He's not here because he doesn't like this series.
Yeah.
He stopped caring after this one.
Like Jacob, like I already know, like, if I were to do this type of video with him, he would be like, "Yeah, I want to review Star Trek," because he's a huge Star Trek person.
I know. I can't get into Star Trek. I just don't like.
Oh no!
I don't hate people who I don't hate people who do, but it's just I'm more of an action sort of thing, like what Star Wars is.
Is there a new rivalry?
It's just Star Trek's all about like. I know. He probably is gonna get being like, well, it's not always about sitting and talking, but like I just feel like Star Trek has always been like just we're gonna talk and then go to the planet and
We're just gonna shoot.
It's just this is just then I just think then it's once Star Wars came out then it slowly started to turn into Star Wars with like trying to do like high scale like lasers and stuff like so yeah. And just like, I don't have a problem with people who do like Star Trek, by the way. This is with like any when I said like I didn't like DC, I don't have a problem with people who like. I just want to make that clear because I know it's like if I say I don't like it, I don't like. I just think it's garbage or anything.
Yeah,
like it's just not my thing. And with like DC, I have a strong respect for the company. I just because they were before Marvel, they came first, and they definitely have more iconic characters than Marvel, so I have high respect for them.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm not when I say I don't like it, I mean it's just not. And plus, just like the fandom is pretty toxic.
Aren't all fandoms like that though?
True. The only one that fandoms definitely have toxic moments. I feel like it depends on what they like that they stick out more.
Yeah.
But with it's just with like DC. I just feel like a lot of them have had these. I know Jacob's more of a fan of DC, so this isn't shade towards him or anything. But I've had interactions with people who like DC that just have this sort of superiority complex that they just think Marvel's for like kids and DC's for the grown-ups, and even though they're superheroes, they're both meant for kids anyway, and they both have adult dark moments equally. Like, but that's just my thing. They always had this strong like superiority kind of thing. Like I like Marvel's for little kids, DC's for the grown-ups. Like that's just my thing.
Yeah,
I know, and I definitely know the kids we went to high school with who were hyping on the Flash. They were definitely like with that towards me, like, oh, like the Flash could take on so and so in a fight. Flash can do blah blah blah. Like the Flash is better than every superhero like Marvel and like ever. Like, okay.
Yeah, it's like who cares, honestly. Like,
yeah.
I'm just trying to get through the day. I don't want to be here.
So there was anything else on your list?
Yes, 14 more, in fact. So so that was a good discussion about The Walking Dead.
Tangents as usual. Tangents.
Yep.
But this just shows how genuine we are, because that we're not just. That's just my thing is like I don't like scripts like kind of like that where it's like where we clearly have like a forced in dialogue. Like I feel it's more genuine when we have a discussion like what discussions are. We just go on tangents and
if we were to do a script video, it would not be released because we are terrible at scripts.
It wouldn't be as like genuine. I just realized it.
Like I could alter my voice.
It feels very robotic.
Yeah, like I could alter my voice to make it seem like I'm intrigued, but like I'm terrible at reading. I can't even speak as it is. I've made
because
10
like it's
fucking
just because if you like
mistakes.
you script in a conversation like it like you know what the other person's gonna say and it doesn't feel like like you're having an actual discussion. You're just like both reading lines and it doesn't feel like an actual discussion. It's like
for sure, honestly. Alright, I'll go through this list quick as I can. So, the first couple ones to pretty much make a preview of this list. There's a couple old sports movies. There's a couple of old kid shows.
I could definitely picture you being more into sports movies.
There's a couple of old animation movies from when we were children. And live action as well.
You said when we were children, and we're in the same age range, so you can definitely
2000s films. How about that?
Right.
So, the first one, I don't know what year specifically. I think it was either the 80s or maybe 70s even, but it's a movie called Youngblood. It's a hockey movie of like a freshman. I think I don't know entirely, but basically there's like a new.
I haven't even heard of this.
There's a new player on the hockey team, right? And he's trying to get included and be involved.
Underdog. So it's an underdog movie.
Essentially, yes.
That's
hence
like
why it's
that
called.
Is the basis of most sports movies, like the Karate Kid, Rocky. Like it's always the underdog who's he's like new in town and he doesn't have many friends.
It's just
he gets into the sport, but he becomes a god at it.
It's just intriguing that way, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, we can keep going.
But yeah, so this kid, meets the coach's daughter. Right? They fall in love, right?
Oh.
So that's all I'm gonna say about that. It's definitely one of my favorite movies. That I've seen.
I'm probably gonna look this up.
Oh yeah, I definitely recommend it.
I could definitely see there's like a drama where he's like, where I'm gonna assume that he's like sort of this like, maybe he's like this sort of like cool guy, and the coach doesn't want like doesn't want to be around his daughter because he's like he might be a bad influence, but you know,
somewhat on the contrary. I think from what I remember, keep in mind, guys, my memory is so shitty. I've seen the movie, trust me, I've seen it before. I wouldn't be talking about it if I haven't, but my memory is so fucking stupid. But I'm pretty sure at first he was skeptical, but towards the end, like, it got to the point where, like, no spoiler,
he's like, because he's so good at the sport, he, like, earns his trust.
I think that, but, like, also, he walked in on them, like, fooling around, not fooling that around, but they're, like, playing around playfully in bed, and he just walked in on them like doing it and not doing it, but like having fun with each other.
Okay, I looked it up. So it came out in 1986.
Oh, I was 1 year off. I was thinking 87. Yep.
Oh my god, it has Rob Lowe, Keanu Reeves. Holy shit!
Yeah.
What?
Did you not know Keanu Reeves played hockey growing up?
I did, but I didn't know he was in this movie. Like,
I didn't know either.
I love Rob Lowe. I love Keanu Reeves. I love Rob Lowe. All right, I'm curious now.
Yeah. See.
Is that oh shit? Is that on Netflix?
I do not know.
It says
I first watched it on an NHL network.
Only 2 stars on Rotten Tomatoes. What the?
Sports movies.
Yeah, it doesn't have good reviews. That doesn't mean it's bad.
Oh, it has bad reviews. Oh, it must mean it's good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check out. I think I might have, if I watched a video about like Keanu Reeves, there might have been a clip of it, but this is definitely not in my territory.
Yeah.
So, all right. I thought this was like an anime movie. I was like, I never even heard of this. You got another one?
Yes. So, another hockey one. and you'll definitely know about this one, the Mighty Ducks movies.
Oh my fucking god! You know what? Alright. I may have seen it as a kid, but I have no fucking clue. But I definitely know that movie is a thing and it exists, and I've heard of it. So
yes, it is
so
certainly a movie.
I think was this the one? Is this the that just got a reboot on Disney Plus or something?
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Okay, because that's where we're starting to. Yeah. Okay, so it's starting. All right. Next.
Forgot if there was something else I was gonna say about the Mighty Ducks.
Just hockey. Just hockey.
Well, yes, but this movie actually sparked an actual NHL team to join the league, the Anaheim Ducks, that were originally called the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. The Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. So
yeah.
I just feel like that's an interesting thing to point out. Moving on.
If you say Rudy, I swear to fucking God.
Huh?
If you say Rudy, I swear to God. Because I had to watch that multiple times in Netflix.
No, I don't have that on my list. I don't think I've ever seen that movie. I don't even think I know what that is.
I only remember watching it in
Rudy.
It was like it's football.
Rudy. R-U-D-Y?
R-U-D-Y, yeah. It's football. It's about like I think the kid, like it's like the struggling guy wants to play for the Notre Dame football college team.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and he's like, it's his movie about struggling to get into the school or something because and he like eventually makes the team and underdog, But I've watched it like multiple times in different health classes throughout my time in high school. So
what's that movie? I remember seeing a couple of football movies, but what's that movie? Remember that movie where that character that was named Sunshine is in? Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans. Yep. Yeah, I remember.
I couldn't remember the Titans.
Denzel Washington. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I'm gonna add that to my list.
I haven't seen. Yeah, I think last time I saw that was we were in school. So.
Oh my gosh.
I remember. It was. It's alright, I guess. I definitely sad.
Yeah.
Definitely had some funny moments.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a sad movie. Think about it.
Yeah, I think one of them died or something.
Yes, one of the main guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely have to revisit that and review that someday.
Sports movies. All right, what you got next?
I think that's hockey movies? I think that's it for the sports movies. Actually, those are the ones I remember on the top of my head when I was writing them down in like a minute.
Okay.
So we're moving on to the kind of some of the jank movies. Actually, yeah, I'll go through the jank movies, jank live action movies from the 2000s.
Live action remake. So it's like live action versions of like animation movies, or
no, it's just straight up live action.
So just shitty live action. Okay.
Yes, shitty in a good way. Shitty in a nostalgic way, which is kind of most of my list. So the first one, definitely a B movie, Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh, we watched Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh yeah, we did. Did we?
You and Isaiah were supposed to review it. We watched it at my house.
We did. Fuck. We need to watch it again. I watch it again.
I unironically love Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
I do too.
Because it's like, it's bad, but like there's just some enjoyment out of it. Just how like so goofy it is.
It's so shitty, but I love it so much.
Like George Lopez like literally carries the whole movie. No, George Lopez in Linus literally carried the whole fucking movie. And I could spend hours talking about Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
George Lopez is the movie.
No, I think that he ruined my dream journal. I did not. Mr. Electric sent him to the principal's office and had him expelled. It's just the kid playing Linus is just literally he is giving it his all. He's just overacting that it's just fucking gold.
Over dramatic, and I love it.
Yeah. All right. What's next?
The Jimmy Neutron movie.
Oh my. Oh, you know what's crazy is I didn't even realize I didn't realize like the show was based on the movie.
Yeah, the movie came
And
first.
I thought it was the other way around. Like they had the
Oh yeah,
show
no.
first, and then they made like, oh, the Jimmy Neutron movie. Like,
I
but
thought
I
it
had
was.
no idea it was the other way
Yeah,
around
I
until
thought
like
that at first
recently, and I was like, what?
until like a couple years ago when I found out like the movie came first. And I was like, oh, that explains a lot. Because notice how like the animation style looked like more dated compared to the rest of the
Yeah,
series.
yeah. I've seen parts of it.
Yeah,
I can.
I've seen like most of it, if not all of it. But
Yeah.
I would definitely wouldn't mind visiting it again someday.
Okay.
The next one is Jimmy's rival, the Fairy Pants movie, The Channel Chasers.
Oh
I
no,
think it's
not
called.
Drake Bell.
No, not that
Oh,
one. No, 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 no,
oh,
no, no, no.
which
I
one?
mean, the original animated Fairy Pants movie that came out in like 2003, I think, or whatever.
What?
The
Oh
Channel
my!
Chasers.
I love this show. How am I not remember?
The
Was
Channel
it?
Chasers.
Okay. Oh, all right. Yep, I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was a movie because every time I've seen it, it was split up into multiple parts. I don't even remember it being a movie. I remember every time I've watched it, it was like a part one, part two sort of thing. If
I
I
kind of remember that.
recall,
I
or it
remember
was
like
like sort
seeing
of
part
split.
one. Yeah. I remember that too.
But yeah, Channel Chasers was like shit though.
Yes, I love it
That
so
Channel
much.
Chase when it came to Fairly Odd Parents, when it was like specials, Channel Chasers and Jimmy Timmy Power Hour were the fucking
Yes!
best.
Dude, we gotta review both of them. We gotta do those both.
Um, I I I don't know which one was I thought was the best one. I think they're all pretty good.
I definitely
I think the original was probably
I
the first one
definitely
was probably.
prefer the Channel Chasers probably over the Timmy Jimmy thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember the Timmy Jimmy thing all that much. But I definitely remember the Channel
I
Chasers.
remember the only thing I remember is the animation styles crossing over, and there were one of them, Jorgen and the main villain of Jimmy Neutron, they kind of fused together, just like where he had like it was weird.
Oh god.
Um, okay, what else? Let's see, now this is more my territory now, not sports movies.
So, stepping away from animation movies for a bit, keep in mind I wrote these in Animoto. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh my god, yo!
Yeah, I watched that when I was
I
young.
have more fond memories of the sequel. You know the sequel?
Yes.
With the kid and he fucking goes gigantic.
Honey, I
Honey, I blew
Shrunk
up the
my
kid.
penis.
Honey, I loved Honey, I blew up the kid. That was so
Yeah.
fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like imagine like the climax is just him just having to grow the rabbit and having to give it to the kid through a helicopter.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It was just so absurd.
I
Like,
remember watching that oh my god, nearly a decade ago. Holy fucking shit, time flies.
yeah, I don't even remember the last time I saw this fucking movie. Like, and I have memories.
It feels like fucking like only a few winters ago, but it was like 2015, 2012 or whatever, somewhere around there.
Holy shit!
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, I have to like look some of these up now. I gotta like,
Jesus Christ.
yeah,
I'm old.
yeah, I have more memories of the sequel than I do of the original.
I definitely know there were others, but I just wrote down the first one I remembered.
Yeah, yeah, definitely the original. But yeah, like I said, I have more fond memories of Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, the follow up.
Yeah.
I think that, I don't even know if they somehow made more of them. I don't know, but you can keep going.
Yeah. So that is it for the older movies that I wrote down.
Okay.
Going back into animations, and this depending on how you look at this movie and how you perceive it. I watched this as a child, so don't judge me. I'm not in any way affiliated with these types of people who probably hold this dear to their heart, like kind of like me. But anyways, Chicken Little.
Oh my fucking god. I fucking loved Chicken Little. Just like I said, it's one of those like things that it just has more. It's just a bunch of meme potential that it's just
Yeah. Do you remember in like first and second grade when like the teacher was like bringing out the TV like we're gonna watch Chicken Little, and I was like so excited, and it was like an older version. I was like so fucking pissed because I thought we were gonna watch the 2006 version.
You know what? Yeah, like a 2D animation. Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, I remember being so pissed. I remember going back home to my mom being like, this bitch teacher brought out the fucking TV.
I have it on DVD, and like, Jesus Christ. I loved it as a kid, but now I'm like looking back at it, I'm like, I mean, we were like, it's of course when we were better as kids. One of speaking of like sort of animation like from that era, the Kim Possible movie was the fucking best, and no one can tell me otherwise.
I actually don't think I've ever seen that.
And I know because I remember when the live action reboot came out.
Oh no!
I was like, and when that was coming out, I'm like, this isn't my Kim Possible movie. This is, and I'd point to the, it's called, what is it called? Not So the Drama or something.
Yeah.
That was the fucking best because it felt like it's how like when you do a movie for like a show, this is how it fucking should be. It's the same animation style. It was just much more cinematic and
yeah, kind of like the Goofy movie.
Yeah, but
whatever.
Really, it was action packed. It had, and what made it so good is that it's canon to the show. So when they do the next season, when they did the next season for the show, they brought up elements from brought plot points from the movie and carried it. Like that's how you do it.
Yeah. I love when they do that. Like a movie happens and they act like it actually happens.
Spoilers is so you probably know Kim Possible. Like she's like the teenage Kim Possible.
Who?
Like the teenage, super spy and her best friend Ron. Is like kind of her sidekick kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the point of the point, like his sort of subplot is he's starting to, he's been her childhood best friend, and he's starting to fall in love with her, and he's like, oh my god, I actually like her and stuff, and she's going to the prom with this guy who turns out to be a robot. Yeah, it's weird, but and at the end they get together, they date, and then when they do the next season of the show after the movie, they start off as a couple still, like the film. So like that's how you fucking do it.
Yeah.
And when and that's my Kim Possible movie, and if that the live action one was okay, I guess. I definitely liked Shigo and Drag sort of banter, but over that. It was pretty much, and I was excited for it. Why would I be excited for a Disney Channel original movie? Is beyond me, but I think that cartoon was pretty big. I just only brought it up just because it was in the same time, actually the same year, if I'm not mistaken, like 2005. Like it might be the same year it came out with each other, so that's why I wanted to bring it up because that would be something. That could be something we could cover on the channel, because I feel like with the Kim Possible movie, you don't even have to see the show to like get into it, like because it kind of familiarizes yourself with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so what you got next? I'm liking this section.
Yeah. So the next movie, I don't know if you heard it, but Monster House.
I fucking heard of it. All right, so this is one of the movies I watched. This movie scared the shit out of me as a kid. I remember watching it, and I was fucking scared.
The scene that got me as a child was when like they were in the basement or something, and then DJ I think fell on the fucking dead cooks.
Yep. That's the same. Matt, we have the same trauma. We were both traumatized by it.
Oh my god, the fat woman.
I was traumatized by the same scene where the main kid trips, falls onto the thing, and it cracks and reveals the fucking skeleton.
Yeah, I forgot that part. Oh my god, I just only remember him falling on it.
Yeah, he falled onto it. It was just so disturbing because he was like,
he was face to face with
him. He was like building like the shrine around it. It was so fucking creepy, and like he just tripped and fallen. The whole thing just cracked, and like I said, revealing the skeleton. I was like, oh
yeah, it is fucking hell.
And also like her Constance's whole like ghostly form also kind of freaked me out too. It was just kind of freaky.
Constance as a whole, just I was not too keen with that character.
Yeah,
just something about her just seemed off.
Yeah, that and plus, like when you look at it now, it's like, oh, the animation is so stupid. But
yeah, kind of.
It's still pretty good. You know, I consider it one of the most underrated kids horror films. I should say.
So underrated.
Yeah,
it's so underrated. I didn't write this down on my list, but it reminds me of like a movie. I don't know if it's a movie or like a series. Something oh my god, the fucking not grandmother, the godmother. Fucking jeez, it's a Halloween thing.
okay. I know. During our time as children, we've had a lot of Halloween specials that were fucked up.
Yeah.
I remember the Zack and Cody one just fucking sent me. Fuck, my soul left my body. I was like, oh hell no.
Yeah,
the Zack and Cody Halloween special, that was fucking freaky. No, and the fucking painting that was moving, like, oh my god.
Oh, with the eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh,
hell no.
Yeah.
And Esteban doing the fucking ritual, like, oh.
That's when a fucking thing sparked inside of me. I don't like paintings.
That's where the trauma started.
I remember the iCarly Halloween special and thinking that was kind of freaky. The first one.
They did a couple of them.
The first one in the first season.
The one where they
when they did a web stream in like a haunted house.
The old house, and then like the twist at the end was like there was people living there the whole time, and all of I remember. Yeah, that was freaky too. Even though like the ending kind of just alleviated, that was still a freaky one.
God, what was I trying? God, I don't know.
We were talking about we were talking about Monster House.
Because it reminds me of the Monster House. Somewhat reminds me of another animated Halloween movie or something, where it's just like it's something mother. Jesus.
Mother.
I don't know.
Was it around the same time, or was this like an older?
Maybe before, but I don't know by how long. But it was like I remember like it being a haunted ghost house.
I think I figured it out. You said Godmother and stuff. Was it Halloween Town?
Halloween Town. Let me see.
Was it Halloween Town where the little the grandmother's a witch?
Let me see.
And she like, of course, she lives in Halloween Town. She comes to visit her kids on Halloween, and then they snuck off to follow her, and they are stuck in Halloween Town now. And then it turns out the teenage girl is like, she's wants to become a witch.
It might be the same exact thing, but the scary godmother.
Scary god?
That's what it was.
Because with Halloween Town, there has been moments where there's like, okay, so I think there's like a trilogy of Halloween Town movies, and I think one of the final battles in either the first one or the second one absolutely freaked me out, and then there's the third one where the knights are after all like the Halloween Town creatures, and they were fucking scary. Like they were like banging on stuff, like lockers and stuff. Like it was just, and I always remember watching that like late at night, just being absolutely freaked out. So that's, you said like Halloween themed and like sort of like this godmother grandmother kind of thing, but and I know
it was scary like late godmother.
I don't know. Godmother. Definitely wasn't scary, so I don't remember. I'm trying to remember. You think of like anything else, like kind of.
Yeah, I found like what I was trying to talk about.
What was it called?
Scary Godmother.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of it then.
Yeah. I watched it like so many years ago.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. Maybe see if it looks familiar to you. But I'll continue on with the next. Scary Godmother, yeah.
Scary Godmother, Halloween Spooktacular.
It's like a witch woman and a kid in a devil costume.
Yeah, this is definitely not. Yeah, I've never heard of this.
Done.
The animation reminds me of the Sunny Patch Show or whatever.
Yeah.
Definitely having that trippy sort of weird. All right, next. I'm liking this conversation. Let's keep going.
Shark Tale.
Oh no! No! Oh my God, Shark Tale.
We have to do it someday. We have to do it someday.
My fucking God. Yeah, this is one of the things that's just good in a nostalgic sort of way.
Yeah.
I had this and the fucking video game on PlayStation 2.
Oh my God.
I told you I did movie-based games mostly.
Yeah, you're definitely an industry type gamer.
Yeah.
Like a licensed gamer, I mean.
Yeah, that movie was, I don't even remember that much. I only know about like the memes and stuff and like yeah, but that movie was whack though. That movie was,
it kind of was.
I feel like it definitely was sort of DreamWorks' response to Finding Nemo, but
yeah,
obviously they were trying way too hard.
They were trying too hard with it.
Yeah. All right. Well, what you got next? I'm liking this. What?
Surf's Up.
Surf's Up?
Yeah.
This sounds familiar. Was that the one? Is that the one with the fucking penguins?
Yes.
Okay.
The surfboarding.
What's funny is I always mixed up Happy Feet and Surf's Up like together. I think I saw Surf's Up in the theater. I think.
Funny you say that.
I have like no memory of it.
Funny you say that because I thought about it. I thought about adding Happy Feet to the list. I'm pretty sure I did. Did I? No, apparently I didn't. I must have forgotten to, but that's a movie that I.
And I always like I said, I always mixed up Surf's Up and
same
Happy
actually.
Feet.
Sometimes, especially years ago, I was like, wait, which one is which? Because they seem so familiar.
Yeah, the animation's kind of the same too. It's like, yep. 2007. Yeah, I definitely saw this in the theater. I don't even know why I did. I think my family just wanted to take me out or something.
Yeah, I might as well.
All right, what you got next?
In line with penguins, we have Penguins of Madagascar.
Here's the thing about that one is I don't think I've seen it, but because I feel like when did that come out? Like 20.
But not just Penguins of Madagascar, the Madagascar series itself.
Okay. So I thought
I wrote down Penguins of Madagascar because
that came out like 2014, and I was like, well, that's a little bit after our time, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about the Madagascar series,
I probably should have written down Madagascar, but like I looked on Google Images of like 2000s films, and I was like, I just saw that, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Okay. So
yeah, I did mean Madagascar itself.
Okay.
Definitely a movie series that I hold fondly into my heart, especially the first two ones.
When you talk about Madagascar, there's actually, I was having a discussion with one of someone who's in the Discord server and DMs about Madagascar. There's a spinoff and it adds so much like lore that's absolutely kind of insane.
What?
Like Madagascar lore gets really deep, and like Mort is this like, you know Mort, right?
Yeah, I heard something about this.
He's like this. If you look up him on like the Madagascar wiki, he's like this benevolent being that absorbs souls and is like he's in his like species is like. It's absolutely insane. I highly recommend if you want a good laugh to look up more on the Madagascar wiki. It's fucking insane. Like he has like 10 divorces.
Jesus Christ!
I'm not making this up either. He has like 10 unnamed ex-wives. He absorbed his grandmother's soul. Like
I thought this fucker was like 5.
No, like. He's like 50 or something.
Oh my God, that ruins my childhood.
I dare you. You know, because we're carrying this out for so long. How about I dare you to go look it up right now? Just look up more like the Madagascar wiki or something. You're gonna see a bunch of shit. Madagascar wiki.
More Madagascar. Can this load? Where's the
wiki?
The Madagascar fandom wiki?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me take a drink of this, because I know I'm gonna have to do lots of reading.
Look up like the basic biographical information. You'll see his grandmother, and it'll say like deceased.
Actually, wait. Let me better yet, let me open the Google Chrome. Right. Let me try and set this up.
We're gonna spend. Since I see it's almost like 5:30 a.m. We should kind of wrap up, sort of. So like, just look at it briefly. I just want to hear your reason.
Well, I'm just doing this for the video. Hang on a second. Display capture. There we go. All right, I'm display capturing.
We're definitely gonna have to have timestamps. To keep
for sure. There's too many. All right, here we are. Mert-Kai, also known as Mert, is a main character in All Hail King Julian.
He's that's where all the war comes in.
And somewhat innocent mouse lemur. Although his age is not confirmed, apparently he's 50. He is a side character in Madagascar, Madagascar 2, Escape to Africa, and Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. A side character in Penguins of Madagascar film, a major character. This is just useless shit. What is a good shit? Mert's love for feet is so oh my god, I can't fucking speak English. Extreme. That while sleeping, he can rip down a tree to get to them. As seen as 2 feet high and rising.
I have some screenshots. I'm gonna, because literally one of them brought up like sexual assault. Like I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it says as seen in assault and batteries. He likes to stare at you a lot.
We're on the right page then.
In Madagascar 2, Escape to Africa, while being chased by sharks and laughing, while at the same time he says, "Why am I laughing?" He likes things even if he doesn't know what they are. He says, "I like fill-in, i.e. tangled in the web. I like computers, despite not knowing
what this is what it says, like Mort's age. It says, Grammy Mort's soul was absorbed by Mort more than 50 years ago. Ever since she was trapped in Mort's mind, she had been attempting to take control of Mort's body for her advantage."
Oh my fucking hell.
Like, and there's like different versions of Mort inside his body from the multiverse. It's fucking nuts. Okay, we gotta. All right. So what's next on the list?
This? Jesus fucking.
You know what? We should. I'm down to just reading like the Madagascar wiki.
We might as well go through wikis and just read up like weird fucking wikis. Honestly,
I know YouTube I follow already goes to like wikis and stuff, but like.
Yeah.
But all right, next list.
All right, Kung Fu Panda.
All right. I like Kung Fu Panda, so.
Yeah. Now back to live action. I remember the time down like some minutes ago, so I'm not gonna focus on that. Sky High.
Oh, I love that one.
That brings so much memories back.
I remember I know people like now just kind of see it as just it's overrated because people are like talking about how good it was now.
Yeah.
But it's it's good for what it is. I mean, like
it is. Even if it's somewhat. You have Oh no! Is he glitching again? I think he's glitching again. We need to rescue him. You're glitching again. There we go. Is it good now?
Am I?
Yep, you're back.
Okay. What's her name? Is it Shannon Elizabeth or something?
I do not know.
Oh, she's hot, but I'm trying to remember.
That's all that matters.
No, she was she played Ramona in Scott Pilgrim.
Oh.
That girl.
Oh.
Yeah, she's the villain.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, that's just. It's just. Yeah, I remember. All I remember is the finale where everyone turned into babies, and yeah.
Oh my god! Why do I actually remember that vividly? That's fucking weird. Holy shit!
The fucking baby, everyone, and they had them all in like the little like seats.
Oh my fucking
and
god.
they're still in their costumes. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was a fever dream of a movie, to say the least.
A lot of our stuff from childhood was just fever dreams.
It really was, though, was the thing.
What you got? What you got?
The last one. Now, I forgot when this one came out, but it's a Disney movie.
Okay, Disney Channel Disney movie. That's gonna be spicy.
And similar to a mascot name, a team name, in a college near us, Boston College, the Minuteman.
Okay, that the movie?
Yes, Minuteman.
Okay, I don't have any memories of this.
It's a movie about 3 guys who are outcasts, and they, I think they time travel. I don't exactly remember. It's like distorted memories.
Okay, you know what movie? I don't mean to like kind of change the topic, but I was having a conversation again with someone in our Discord and like DMs about one movie that it just randomly popped in my head that still feels like a fever dream. Probably heard of it, probably did, was the Country Bears movie.
Country Bears. I might have
it's just so bizarre and it's a fever dream. Well, as it follows like this kid. It's a Disney movie. Disney movie. About like the kid, he's like a bear.
Yeah.
Lives with a human family. Like one of the funniest lines ever is she just goes, "Mom, Dad, am I adopted?" And he's literally a fucking bear.
Oh my fucking god.
You know, his parents are humans.
Oh no.
Look up the Country Bears.
Okay,
and it's
Country Bear.
It is a fucking fever dream that it just popped into my head. I'm like, this movie was fucking wild.
Oh my god, what the fuck is this? This looks so fucking creepy. What the fuck? Animatronic? The hell?
No, they're not animatronic. They're like people in suits.
This looks awful. I don't like this.
We should review it then.
Oh no.
Looks so bad. Let's review it.
We're gonna have to definitely do a fucking commentary reaction with that. There's no way I'm just gonna do a.
But no, this is what I specifically remember. Christopher Walken was the villain in this movie, and he was giving 100% for no reason at all.
Probably just for the meme of it.
I don't know. You can just watch. I don't know if we can play like audio, but if you just look up him, just look up like, oh no, Country Bear Hall has been crushed. It's just so fucking. He's just overacting, and it's just so fucking funny that there's literally compilations of clips of him in it, and it's just the funniest shit ever.
Oh my
like,
god. Yeah, you know what? We'll definitely do it someday. We'll definitely get to it someday.
It's just and it's just something like you said, because the bear's design, it just looks like sort of creepy and stuff. That it just feels like a fever dream.
It's so
like
horrible.
Did this really happen?
I feel like I've seen these. I feel like I've seen this before, but like not the actual movie, like screenshots. But like
all I remember is like this kid is like the bear is his favorite band is the Country Bears, and he wants to get the band back together. So him and some other guy travel across looking for all the members to get the band back together. While Christopher Walken, the villain, he wants to, where they play their concerts, he wants to take it over and like demolish it and stuff. So that's why I said, "Oh no, Country Bear Hall has been crushed." Because he's like, it's like his epitome, like of him just because he gets like this model of the concert venue. And he just gets this giant anvil and just smashes it, and he's just being like, "Oh no!"
Oh my fucking god!
It is just over the top. That is
just sounds like that's plot.
That's all I remember is just like, that basic plot. There's like, and it's kind of a musical, and just Christopher Walken being an absolute like insane human being in this.
Jesus Christ! This sounds like a plot of like a fucking nightmare a fucking 5-year-old would have. And Chris Walken just happens to be there.
Mom, Dad, am I adopted? It's honestly something like, it's like Nicolas Cage energy. It's like that kind of over the top. Like you know what I'm talking about, like that. And Anyway, so what's next?
That's it. That's all I have.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's all I got?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. I can't really like I said, Country Bears was a fucking fever dream, and it's on Disney Plus. So if you are somehow still listening to this, I highly implore you to watch it. Just
At
fucking
your own risk.
like I don't even know if it's like I haven't seen that movie in like forever. It might have been like 7, 8 years or something. Like it was a long fucking time ago.
So
but I remember watching it as a kid and like loving it because because bears were and still kind of my favorite animals. So I was like, oh, bears, cool, yay, talking bears, yay,
talking bears.
Yeah, like, yeah, I can't really, I remember we did a podcast. We were talking about stuff from our childhoods.
Yeah,
this one's been a lot stronger.
Yeah, it has for sure. I think that was like one of the first episodes that we did.
Yeah.
Of the podcast.
Really. Yeah. Jesus.
But Jesus Christ.
I remember.
Been a trip down memory lane.
You know what? I'm all for trips down memory lane because I fucking hate the present day.
Yeah, same. I miss being a kid.
Take me back.
I genuinely miss being a kid. I never thought I would say that.
Yeah, me neither. I was like, we didn't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, we were so innocent yet so fucking stupid.
Yeah. Trying to remember if any other movies from that sort of era that we could do, or we can just
Dynamite. We could do a commentary video for Napoleon Dynamite.
See, this is like with like if we do like like the room commentary, because like it's not like a huge it's Tommy Wiseau's movie. It's not like we could. There's still a risk of a copyright strike. Yeah. It's just if we do something from like a big movie studio, it'd be it'd be much more damaging.
Yeah, for sure.
So if we did, with Napoleon Dynamite, like I've had memories of it because my people around me, like relatives and stuff, love that movie.
Yeah.
So they would constantly quote it and stuff. So that's how I, and I haven't fully sat and watched the full thing, maybe as like an adult, but I definitely can see why people like it. It's not. I'm not saying it's like a terrible movie. It's just I haven't had the time to go see it yet.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like I definitely know it. It's like funny and stuff.
My parents definitely like talk about like stuff from like not only that time period but like also stuff from their time period so much.
Yeah.
Especially considering the fact that like Jaws was made like where we are. Close. Yeah. At least
I think we done that. Go check that out.
Yeah.
Jaws. I know I've had members of Jaws too because I remember seeing it as a kid. Yeah. And one of my I think my great grandfather was actually there at the beach they were filming it.
Oh wow!
So he was able to see like sort of the set and stuff.
Nice.
I don't know I don't remember the details, but I definitely know he was like there.
Yeah.
So like I said, because like you said, it was like where we were.
Yeah. Like my mother literally like grew up in like eastern Massachusetts, like near the beach.
Yeah, near beaches and yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like around like not in Boston, but like around Boston.
Okay. Yeah.
So like she's like really familiar with like everything that has to do with Jaws, and like I have to hear about like once a month.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean. Yeah, I think that's just. Yeah, my parents. I don't really anything specific with my parents. It's usually, usually if I don't really. I think one of them where I was just not into it was where my parents wanted me to watch something they liked as a kid was
Yeah.
well, first of all, one that I actually did like was My Girl. You heard of that? It
My
has Macaulay
girl.
Culkin in it.
Okay. No. I don't think I've heard of
Okay.
it.
Well, it's notorious for having like a sad death scene. I'm not gonna say who,
Oh.
but like it was pretty like it's sad, but it's like it's not like a but that was something I enjoyed. But one that I didn't like as a kid was called Mac and Me, and you know what Mac and Me was? It was a shitty ripoff of E.T.
Oh my
It
god.
was literally a like ripoff of, and I didn't like it. I just sat there just like what, and I was a kid. Like when you're a kid, you don't really have that much of like sort of this like full critical analysis sort of
Yeah.
thing. Like, but I was just sitting there like, what is this? Like
The
I'm not
fuck is this
invested in this
garbage?
at all.
Where's SpongeBob?
Yeah,
What did you do to him? Where is
you
he?
could do the SpongeBob movie too.
Yeah, true. There's like a few
That
others
was a
as
shit.
well.
Not the other two. The first one.
Yeah. Like geez, they made two others in like a span of like 2 months.
I didn't think it was 2 months. I think it was like a couple of years because I
Well,
think
yeah,
one
I
just
know.
came.
But like,
I think the third one just
they both
Sponge
came
when
in like
it's.
such a short amount of time, like a short period.
I feel like SpongeBob was SpongeBob. Yeah. Oh yeah, it just came out. Oh yeah, last year.
Yeah.
The one that has like the 3D animation
Yeah.
that they used to spin off into
Oh my god. Jeez.
Camp Coral spin
I
off.
remember seeing the trailer for that and being like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, it does not have good ratings.
No wonder. You don't turn 2D characters into 3D characters. You don't do that.
Sometimes it can work, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on how the quality is.
Yeah. Like,
It can work.
it didn't work out with The Simpsons.
No, but that's just the thing with the Simpsons. Is that with the
Yeah.
Simpsons, it's dragged on for so.
True.
Because isn't there like I'm not into the Simpsons, but isn't there like production to make an episode like 6 months? So they always try to add in something that's like new and hip. But when it comes out in 6 months, it just becomes outdated. So that's why the Simpsons just doesn't like stick anymore.
Yeah.
That's just why like the Simpsons just honestly just dragged on more than it's still dragged on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I love the show, but like, as much as it pains me to say, it just needs to end.
That's kind of what like that's just kind of what makes like when it comes to like adult animation, I just prefer South Park because South Park
Oh yeah.
they do episodes within like
Yeah.
within like a week. So
Yeah.
it's like every time they do a new episode, it feels fresh and like with like the current like sort of state of everything that they talk about and joke about. So, but with like the Simpsons, like they just take way too long to make. Even if like even if they did speed up production, I just feel like Simpsons just has been dragged out for too long.
It's been on life support for a lot of years.
Decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But South Park definitely takes it. They definitely.
I think we have talked for about 3 hours. I'm gonna say we've been talking for about like maybe 4 hours.
So.
I think we should.
Are we calling it a video?
I have stuff to do as well.
Are we calling it a video?
Yeah, I think we can call it a video.
I'll tell you the time of the video where we're at currently, and I'll end the video right there. We are at. Huh?
Oh, okay.
We are at 3 hours, 38 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yep, we're longer than Endgame.
Yeah.
This whatever we just did was pretty much Endgame. We're longer than Endgame. All right.
Thanks, guys,
if you made
for watching.
it this far somehow, some way, thank you. If you just skipped to the end, thank you as well because you're just still here.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for watching.
Time traveler.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Fake Gamers Club or whatever channel you guys are changing it to.
No, we didn't change it. It's still Fake Gamers Club.
Should like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time for Spider-Man.
True.